What's up, everybody? We're back. Welcome in to another meeting of the fam here, of the little adventurers league we've got going here. As you can see, we've got the boys here as usual, all in their right places. Chris will be filling the shoes of Ilsevere for the first half of this session, as he has been doing last one. I want to thank everyone coming in. Aves popping in bright and early. Kieran, yes, the redeems are here. Merc, thank you. Ray, hope you're feeling better. Hope work's not too hard on you. And what's up, Nerd Holla? How you doing? Let's get a shout out going. Oh, my stream deck is not working. Let's go. Okay, well, that's just not working today, and that's fine. Either way. So, if all is well, I think, yep, we're just going to leave that for today, and we're not going to be using the stream deck. So, it's a pretty eventful time. We are beginning to wrap up the campaign. We probably only have about 10 sessions left or so with how the events are kind of unfolding as we go here. It's very exciting. It's the first campaign I've ever managed to finish, and we are leading into some pretty climactic shit. But before we get to it, I gotta open the floor to the boys. Last time we did Peter first, so Ryan, we'll start with you. What you got going on the streams, my friend? Tell the people. They needs to know.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I imagine at the end of the day, I'll be doing World of Warcraft as per usual the last couple of days. I am addicted.
Sorry.
Jesus, I'm already on character number 2 in this hardcore realm, so it's been lovely. Rest in peace, my Tauren Druid. For the Horde. For the Forsaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we be undeads now.
They're okay.
Crusty tonics.
Bless my lady Queen Sylvanas.
We do love Sylvanas.
They did her wrong.
I'm gonna be playing Labyrinth. Oh, you gonna join Kieran for some Labyrinthine? That's kind of cool. That's what Kieran said. Ryan gonna be playing.
Yeah.
Are you being voluntold right now? Is that what's happening?
Can I please?
And
I was
Peter.
watching that earlier. The chemistry between you three was so fun. I love that trio. It was so cute.
It looked so fun. It looked like a great time. I'm going to re-edit that video because Canva broke it. No, dude. Unfortunate. A little big sad. At least you know what you did with it, though. Peter, I believe you got some stuff going on at FMB over there. What's new?
Always. As the gunners say, load. 105 millimeter shell I'm working on. Still gonna sand it. It just hot off the printer. Just had to make sure it fit in the casing. So if you check me out on Instagram or Facebook, you can find it there. It's looking nice. It needs a lot more love and some stenciling and stuff, but she'll be ready soon.
Also this week, Chris has the advantage. Yes, we got that. That is there. Everyone go check out Fire Mission Battery. They've done a couple prints for me now.
Out, Kieran.
I'm very satisfied with the products. I used the dice tower for the first time that I painted myself in a little home game. Well, kind of online home game.
Great job,
but still
by the way. Great
super
job.
fun. Thank you. I'm very happy with it. If you guys want to see, we will be showing this off repeatedly on stream. Look at that. Tell me that ain't the fucking coolest shit. There's little mossy bits.
Can we get a roll?
You want to...
That's a disadvantage. He's fucking you up already. Disadvantage. Fucking.
There we go. Okay. You want to see?
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
Woo! There you go.
Nat 12.
It was a 6. It's not great.
All right.
Very good.
We're not up to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so that's cool, super cool shit going on at FMB. We're very happy about it. We're going to be giving away some from them at the end of the campaign. Peter was nice enough to volunteer something, so we're going to be deciding on what, and then we'll be announcing that as the campaign is kind of getting closer to the end. In terms of things with me, nothing really new going on. Same schedule this week. Going to be live tomorrow with Ryan, possibly Chris. Oh no, Chris is working. Chris is jobbing.
I changed oil.
You changed an oil, so I'll just be with Ryan tomorrow. Either start doing it up, maybe Power World. I don't really know. Way Back Wednesdays are still on. We got song requests, so it's going to be song request Wednesdays too. And then Thursday's kind of up in the air. I'm still figuring out what I want to play. Friday, we're going to be doing a special afternoon stream where Kayla will be joining me for some more Baldur's Gate. And I'm very much looking forward to that because we need to push this run. I need to get through Act 2 and into Act 3 so I can resolve the Shadowheart arc and see where that romance is leading because, goddammit, I'm tired of waiting.
Shadow Hark.
The Shadowheart. Why is there no more music playing? Play the fucking song. There we go. We're good. So that's it for me. That's it for this week. And then Saturday, obviously, Gunner's Gate. And then, yeah, back to business as usual. I'll be taking a week off in March, middle of March, going on a little trip. Tell you more about that in the days to come. Very excited. You know, So we'll be off for a week then. But other than that, it's business as usual here.
It's gonna be an ayahuasca trip.
Oh, God, I wish. Without any further ado, a quick recap, or maybe not so quick. A lot of shit went down over the course of the last couple sessions. Disadvantage to the DM. Thank you, Nerdhala. I appreciate that. I hope one of the friendly NPCs is the one who has to use the disadvantage. We will see. We will see if all works out.
That's horseshit.
It's next roll I have to roll, whoever it may be. Just saying. That's the risk of
That means
disadvantage.
headbutt's coming sooner.
Yeah, headbutt's coming sooner. So, we last left off. The party, minus Stanislav, had set out from the Narish Sanctuary, now mostly empty, apart from the women and families who left behind, those who were unable to fight, some of the children and the elderly, just anyone who wasn't really capable of wielding a sword was left behind. You, along with some of your new troops, led by a particularly strong Goliath woman you found along your way, who has very, very willingly stepped into a leadership role, has kind of disseminated themselves amongst the troops, kind of rejoining with the army as a whole, as the rest of you have made your plans. You traveled southwest towards the cliffs overlooking the city of Lysia, where all the events would soon to be unfolding. And as you stood there watching, you watched as your allies, those you had reached out to, at least some of them, began to trickle in. Gregory, you briefly spoke with your father the night before leaving. Find out while he would not be attending this battle, he would be leaving a couple little goodies for you at the house of the Druhilla family. Mantuka, you sent word to your clan, your tribe, and while they were not able to show up in large force, you did have a small vanguard of 8 minotaurs now at your disposal who are going to be leading the fight. Gregory, your allies in the lycanthropes also came through, led by Borley, and a handful of werewolves led by a werebear. And then Ilsevere, not really one to have gathered many allies on this fight. You've been with them the whole time as part of the resistance. You traveled with Lynax and everyone else, and as the group of you kind of all stood overlooking Lysia, you watched as a file of people just began to make their way through the gates, filling the cities for the events to come. The Tournament of Champions, a week's worth of games sent to end with the execution by combat of Stanislav the Shiny, the Imperium's #1 criminal. Or at least one of the Imperium's 3 #1 criminals, the other 2 being Gregory and Mantuka. Sani, you find yourself, obviously, way off away in a different city. Ilsevere, Gregory, and Mantuka. The 3 of you all stand, overlooking the city, with your forces behind you, ever kind of going about their business leading upwards towards the battle. Is there anything you guys want to do? Any last plans you guys have to set? Or anything you'd like to prepare going forward? The plans have been laid, and things are just waiting on you guys to kick things off. You know you have a few days before Stanislav sets to take the field, and you have some tunneling to do. Mantuka, what's up?
Has the slave girl come back?
Not yet.
I know she's a slave. Okay.
She was one of your runners, I believe. She was an archer in your unit.
She was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or Lysia. She has not returned yet, but you sent her. You know it's about from where you sent her on horseback, top speed, about 2 days. Probably expecting her in the next day or so. You know Stanislav is set to take the stands in about 6 days' time, as the tournament has just begun today. You have just under a week to prepare, tunnel, dig whatever tunnels you need to make to work your way under the walls, Mantuka. You have only to get yourself caught and put in chains and brought to the arena. But yeah, is there anything any of you would like to do?
Okay, baby
to
Gregory, come here. Tell me your fucking plan. Tell me your plan. Converse with me your plan. What are you going to do? What are you bringing to the fight?
To the fight or to getting into there? Because that's a
It's
big
all
part
gonna
of what
turn
I
into
do.
a fucking fight.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, big part of what I'm doing.
We're not the sneaky peeky kind of people. We're like, oh shit, I tripped over your cat and now I'm fighting your entire family. And
Exactly. I'm all about laying traps. It's my thing. I think the big part with me is going to be getting us under the wall. So I'm gonna. We were going from the east part, I believe.
Yeah, I can bring the town map up for you.
Yeah. Thank you, God.
I got you, friend.
Hey, God loves
Praise
me.
Mogus.
Jesus loves me, he loves me a bunch, 'cause he always puts Skippy in my lunch. Sorry.
When Mantuka says praise Mogus, he just holds up the tattoo on the back of his hand that he always forgets about.
Praise Mogus.
We don't want your fair weather god worshipping. Get out of here.
Okay, so looking at the map,
Only
the
worshiping I know how to do.
the Drewhilla Estate and Vineyard is where one point of access is going to be. Your main attack is going to be launched from there, led by the Werebear and a fucking 8 Minotaur strong vanguard, plus the bulk of your forces. The
I
rest,
call them a murder.
you all decided, if memory serves, is going to come in under this eastern wall by the shop in which you and Mr. Maker mercilessly murdered the store owner. Somewhere around there.
So Gregory became an adult.
Kill the new store owner, too.
Just to make a statement.
Gregory's like,
I'll do it. This is what I was trained to do.
And then Ilsevere, of course, planning to blow the north and south bridges with some help from the more dexterous lycanthropes in the group.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm going to get one in particular and plan with him. He's going to go blow the north bridge, I'm going to blow the south one.
Okay, you kind of find them all clustered together. They've kind of integrated with the rest of the troops a little bit, but they're still, people are looking at them weary, knowing that they are, in fact, lycanthropic. So they kind of kept to themselves, but you find Borley in there kind of going over the plan for himself with everyone and kind of delegating the tasks as needed. And you find an auburn hair, kind of like furry armed almost man, about 5'7", not the tallest individual you've seen. Appears to be one of the werewolves with the groups that was gestured to before. He kind of looks at you as you're approaching. Yeah, what do you want?
I need help blowing up a bridge, if you'd be interested in that. Severe says with a devilish smile.
No, am I ever? Where do you need me?
Excellent. There will be... can we kind of see the town?
Yep. Oh yeah, no, you guys are looking at the cliff,
perfect.
and you can see the Oasis City. There's a large, almost circular wall. Not quite circular, but partially, kind of encompassing the town. You see the low district there, which is where the Slavers Pavilion and all the general shops were. Up here on the right, you remember the Mercantile District, where the upper end shops, inns, brothels, everything is. And then, of course, the Estate District on the left, where the wealthy and the upper class live. Of course, the castle and the prison and everything in the north side is kind of its own little island as well. What's up, Citrus?
The bridges?
Yep. Yeah, you can very clearly see the city from here. It's a little hard
Yeah,
to make out everything, but you can definitely see where the large central arena is, right smack in the middle of this oasis on a man-made island.
Yeah. So we're going to go in first, and we're going to blow the north and the south bridge. I need you to blow the north one.
I got it. Don't even worry about it.
Excellent.
Kind of just growls to himself a little bit. You got a bomb?
Don't worry about... He... one of the 50-pound bombs.
Oh, so we're blowing up the bridge. Oh, okay.
We're making them not exist.
I can see that. Okay. He grabs it and hauls it up, slings it over his back. I'm ready when you are.
When the time comes, don't worry about the signal. Just light it and run.
I can do that.
Very good.
Kind of turns back. Anyone got a drink? They just hand him a thing of mead. Much love, Citrus. Thanks for hanging, dude. Is it just not skipping to the next song? Is that the thing that's happening? Ooh, I'll skip it every time if I have to. Let's go D&D battle. Maybe that'll help. All right. So
Still with a devilish grin, just kind of nods and goes back to what he was doing.
good luck.
You as well.
All right, Mantuka and Gregory, I believe you're going over the whole of the plan. So Gregory, you may continue.
And, besides just a whole lot of badgers digging real quiet. I keep telling them that. That's what we've been kind of training with doing there the last few days. Every now and again, I hear one of them get a little, they start squeaking in rhythm. They're very rhythmic badgers. Yeah. Their name is Earthquake, collectively as a unit.
Your swarm of badgers is named Earthquake.
Yeah,
They're a gray controlled hive mind.
yeah.
Excellent. Great.
Oh,
Your fucking mole rats, they have any name. They're earthquake amazing.
Yeah.
I will also go through that way.
Okay, that's
Instead of
good.
going through the front door because that's nowhere near the arena. So at least if I get caught closer to the arena, we're closer. Surprise.
Okay. You
This
do
is
know
Sure.
it'll take a few days to complete that tunnel. Even with the badger army, you have to dig slowly, meticulously, and safely in fairly not super compacted ground with a lot of groundwater. So
100%. That's why the DM said we had a week.
it's
Get
gonna-
going, Badgers.
Definitely gave you time for a reason. It's going to be a process. But as you guys are kind of standing there watching, you watch as just a pair of thin trails of like bright light followed by a plume of smoke launch out of either side of the arena, followed by a number of others coming around in a circle. The sky just fills with bright colors as fireworks kick off, announcing the
Get
start
down.
of the game. Get artillery! The sky is filled with a brilliant rainbow of colors: reds, greens, blues, purples, oranges, as just different fireworks are going off until the very last one, which comes out from right behind the dais, kind of the seat of honor here in the arena. Is this large purple plume, and then bursts out into a massive purple insignia with gold sparkly trim, representing the sigil of the Magus Imperium itself. And you can tell that the games have begun. There's a roar that echoes across the entire desert in this surrounding vicinity as the crowd just roars their approval as whatever has begun in the arena, which you can't quite make out due to the high walls from here. You can't quite, you can't make out that much. You can see basic landmarks, but you definitely can't see what's going on in there. But it seems like the games have officially begun, and the plans are now in motion. So,
Elsevier spits on the ground when the symbol of the Imperium is in the air.
Gregory does too, but it gets all over his chest.
I told you, stay hydrated. That's what happens. You look foolish.
Right. Yeah, drinks a little water. Okay. So we gotta try and do this over a lot of time, and
Greg's gonna also pull out the box. I have that up here. He's gonna see just two little gems kind of hover out of the box and kind of move around, and you see them blink, almost like go dark. It's a weird. You can tell they're blinking somehow.
Mhm.
it's like I'm gonna use this too. Should be able to do it over the course of about a week. Yeah. More time, the better.
So you're going to try to find a good spot to dig in?
Yeah, and it's got to be relatively deep, I'd say.
The top of the tunnel would probably be 6 feet under at least.
Okay.
I don't want to go too deep in case of a cave in. You know, we
So
gotta
deep.
burst out of the thing.
Fair. So I will say first off, roll me a survival check to find a good spot to start building this that is going to be out of eyesight from any Imperium guards that might be on the towers,
Okay.
and to find an appropriate place to dig.
Not
Can I
bad.
help
25.
This is
Unless it's just him.
actively going to have to go out and look for this by himself or with a friend.
Oh,
If you want to
okay.
travel out into the deserts with them, that's fine, but I figured you were already talking to the Lycans. Like, this is a Gregory preparation thing. If you want to go
Yeah,
help him
okay.
during the course of it, that's absolutely fine. This is just him finding
At
it
some point, yeah.
and trying to pick out a good spot.
25.
Yeah, that'll do it. So it takes you a bit, and you start out by scoping from the high ground on which you currently sit with your party. Eventually, you kind of wander down the pathway and back into the sands, working your way kind of along the northern edge of where the sand dunes end, and that kind of valley leading into the oasis begins. It's hard to make out anything particularly safe for digging in terms of it's just all loose like uncompacted sand and gravel here, but you do find a rocky outcropping not entirely dissimilar to like the one where the scorpion came out of the previous session that you guys had fought, kind of like that. It's just like a crop of rock that you can just barely see, like the startings of a cave beyond the little bit of sand that's kind of duned up next to the entrance. It looks like there's almost a natural occurring, not even a cave, like more of an alcove that appears to be out of the range of vision of anyone in the Imperium itself. Why is
I
the
might do it.
music working?
Okay. Go ahead and. No, I can't do passive trace because that's concentration. Shit. Okay, I'm just gonna sneak over to that.
Roll me a stealth check.
Sneak over nonchalantly. Is that a thing? Can I sneak over nonchalantly?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Okay.
you managed to find it easily enough, you can make your way back and forth. It's the stealth is more like, you have to summon a fucking army of badgers, and you have to make
Yeah.
it, like, not obvious that someone's wandering. So, generally with the 15, you manage to weave between the dunes enough to avoid any eyesight, and you do find yourself stealthily arriving back at your spot after informing the party of where would be a good place to start and everything.
Fabulous. Alrighty. Have I gotten those things from Dad yet? Or
Nope. No, he
Okay.
said they would be waiting for you at the Druhilla estate, and
At
then the
Druhilla's.
Druhilla family told you that they would see that they are brought to you before the battle starts. So those will arrive eventually.
That's perfectly fine because I have a fix for that in the meantime. Go. Perfect.
All right, I'm mostly ready to go. I'm pretty sure. It's gonna take a couple of days, but I can dig
Pretty much consistently with 24 giant badgers. Christ Jesus. Right, the giant ones?
Yeah. I'll say-
24 giant badgers, which are medium beasts. So that would be like a straight up, like,
Yeah.
at least the size of a bull mastiff, right?
German Shepherd-sized badger.
Yeah, like that is a
Yeah.
medium-sized
Jesus.
creature, is like from a goblin to a human-sized. Like that's all medium.
Yeah.
This is a big-ass
Yeah.
badger. Huge badger.
With claws like like shovels, like trowels, like hose on every finger, like
Okay, love that.
Gnashing teeth.
yeah,
Teeth.
bone masks. That's it. That's the most terrifying thing about the thing. Whenever you see it, it's just like it's these bone masks that are just they're all a little different, but they make the creature just look right fucked up and creepy. Like they're just little slits for eyes that glow red, and it's very unsettling.
Okay, so you just all these badgers just begin popping out of the sand around you as you begin to prepare your tunneling process here, and I assume they're gonna start digging. So roll me a stealth check collectively for the badgers with advantage because you've been training them, and this is like specifically as they're tunneling under the wall to not disturb it enough to A, cause a collapse, B, to not cause enough tremors that people are like, yo, what the fuck is going on here, and everything. So go ahead and roll for them with advantage.
Go. Bro, do you want me to use their dex or mine?
Theirs.
Gotcha. And boop. Shit, yes, badgers. Attaboy, earthquake.
So you watch as the badgers like almost concentrically begin just spiral digging this like central circular passage under this rock, and then they start refining the edges and make it more square, and go a little further, and they very quietly, very deftly, almost forming a chain and like rotating in cycles, funneling dirt out of this hole and piling it around the entrance, creating I want to say unnatural, but it's being made by badgers, so I guess naturally made tunnel system.
Naturally unnatural.
Leading from the north eastern dunes directly
Magic is nature.
towards the northeastern wall of Lysia. And they go down about 20 feet or so, not too deep at first, but enough to get under the base of the wall. And we're going to leave you doing that over the course of the next couple days. This is going to be the entirety of your time, because this is a very hands-on project. Like, you cannot leave
Also,
and go back.
I'm using mold earth as I'm walking by. You just see a little pair of diamond eyes always just kind of looking over my shoulder, and then every time they blink, everything kind of turns to mud, and then just kind of
dissipates
like
out through
clay.
the dunes.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so you're making the tunnel safe.
It's
Love
kind
that.
of like spiders out in like mud, and then it
Yeah.
like dries the mud, and so like
Yeah.
it's just
Cool.
these like weird spider web mud patterns throughout the whole thing.
Okay, I will say either make me an Arcana or a Nature check at advantage, because that's a super cool idea. And that's a really smart way of
Nature.
reinforcing a tunnel.
3-letter word to describe those.
At advantage, do we say?
Hmm?
Did you say at advantage?
Yeah, add
or?
advantage, because it's a good
Ooh.
idea. I like it.
Damn it. 14.
14. Okay. A couple parts seem a little less steady than others at some points, but you do manage to reinforce the tunnel. And as you're going down it and they're tunneling it out, you're going through with the mold earth and basically just hardening the sides into a clay so it won't, or is less likely to collapse. There's a couple places where you might have some areas of concern, but for the most part, you figure you managed to have made this a very safe tunnel. And by about
Wonderful.
day 3, I will say, the badgers have reached the wall. So they are now getting, like, they're passing under the jungle out of the hard-packed sandy desert now into actual dirt and rock and everything that they actually have to tunnel through. Very thick sandstone. And they begin to slow a little bit, but at the pace they've currently set, you gather they will finish just in time for your attack on the 7th day of this tournament. So while you're focused on that, Ilsevere and Mantuka. You guys have some time at the camp in this week. Mantuka, I will say, after your next long rest the following morning, having been 4 days since you sent your messenger, she will arrive the following morning with a letter for you. I found him. She just hands you the letter. You can roll me an insight check.
Everyone thinks Mantuka has stupid ideas. Well, la-di-da! Look what happened. Mantuka had a good idea for once. Fuckers. 11.
So
I feel 11 insightful DM.
Rolling this with disadvantage. Okay.
11 C's.
As far as you can tell, Ryan or Gregory, by the 3rd day, the guards on the wall have no idea of what is currently occurring underneath. There's your disadvantage roll. Okay, so insight. You can tell she's kind of shook up. Like she rode hard the entire way, probably has not slept much, if at all. She is road weary, and there's a part of her that seems surprised she even made it back with her life at all, having just walked into an Imperium city and delivered a hand-written letter to Sir Yakesh himself. But you are handed a sealed envelope with an insignia on it. It's very simple. It is just a kind of the handle of a whip, and then the rest of the whip kind of coils around the edge of the insignia. And you wouldn't recognize it per se, but Yakesh certainly would if you showed it to him. Or not Yakesh, Ilsevere would definitely recognize it if you showed him to it. But as far as you can tell, your message has been answered. What do you want to do?
Thank you. You rode hard. Go get some food and rest.
Thank you.
And
She just walks over and
crack it like it's hot.
lays down in a tent somewhere, doesn't even ask whose it is, just finds a cool, cozy corner to lay down. You crack the note. And you find written in fairly nice penmanship the letter from Ilsevere, or Yakesh. I keep fucking up the names, I'm sorry, because we have 2 I characters now. Yakesh, and it says, I received your letter. I'd like to make a deal. You turn yourself in, and I will see to it you are entered into the arena. If this is agreeable, meet me on the road south of Lysia. Come unarmed. Period. And that's it. And then it's signed with a very, very elegant signature. Master Yakesh. What do you want to
So, coming up, Mantuka.
do?
And with that, I'm going to go over the main players, the battle plan again. Like, so it's, they know, their cues, the point of entries, if there's any issues leading up to that with their digging or reinforcing or anything.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Lynax seems to be Lynax and Furo taking the command of the Western unit, while Gregory and fucking Valzir will be taking the Western unit, or the Eastern unit, vice versa. So Lynax is kind of already in his battle attire, ready to go. The metal arm has been completely uncovered. There's no shirt or anything covering anymore. He's just repping it.
Winter Soldier.
When it all happens, we will do what we can to make sure no reinforcements make it onto the island. Taking it is not going to be the hard part. Holding it is. I will do what I can to ensure that you're not disturbed. And he looks over at Furo. Furo's going to be making his way further into the city, trying to free who he can and bring reinforcements to our side from within. If all goes well, we will not be fighting alone. There's a lot of people wearing collars in that city. So they'd be eager to fight.
Hey, more the merrier.
Thank
Go
you.
with that.
It
You're
doesn't
welcome.
go on deaf ears. It's your sacrifice.
I'd
It's
rather
for
be out
everyone.
here than going into the arena to be a prisoner. You're very brave.
Just another Tuesday for Mantuka.
If you happen to see Stanislav in there, be sure to give him as much information as possible. He'll definitely need it.
And a punch in the dick for making me go into a fucking arena to get him out.
Yes, perhaps one for me as well, for making me worry so much.
Do you want me to
Yes.
dick punch you right now?
Nah.
What?
think-
No, I want you to dick punch Stanislav.
Okay, alright. Double dick punch Stanislav. Roger.
Two
Bam, bam, left, right.
2 fists. Yes.
But
Conflict.
after the main fighting is done.
I'm not here
And
to
dick
kink
punches.
shame. I'm just here to kink ask why.
Well, if we all live, there'll be plenty of time to, dick punch whoever you see fit. Perhaps we leave that till after the battle if we all live.
Try
I
to make
proclaim
sure
it
he
right
knows the
now.
plan.
If I die, I'm gonna haunt Stanny. Straight up, haunting that fucker.
As you should.
Valid. Ilsevere, you've found someone to sneak in with you then, yes?
Indeed. And Gregory, you can make us both invisible, right?
That's right, yep.
Excellent.
You see, the youngest Druhilla daughter, Yuria. I believe I have that covered. Gregory is going to be busy elsewhere.
Very good.
Who did you pick? Who's coming with you?
Just kind of nods to the lichen.
Good.
Overbite.
Overbite. His name's Overbite. Good. Come with me. We must sneak into the city now.
Just nods
luck.
and silently picks it up.
We'll be waiting for you in the estate. Make your way through the tunnel when you're ready. Good luck. He slugs the 50-pound bomb over the soldier. Overbite, or was it Underbite? My bad. Underbite, the werewolf follows you promptly, carrying his as well, just kind of slung over his back.
Is his werewolf form a Laza Opso?
It's just a big old Underbite. Follows you. She leads you kind of towards the sand dunes, back towards Lysia itself, eventually into the jungles that surround it. And there, under the kind of sprawling roots of a tree, she just like brushes off some of the moss and stuff that has been covering it, and like very expertly disguised. If she hadn't known where it was, you probably never would have seen it. And just opens this hatch that leads into this tunnel that descends downwards into the darkness beneath the walls of Lysia. And with that, Ilsevere and your bombing companion have made their way into the walls. He's the bombing companion. I don't know what to call him. Damn. dude.
Bombing can
Elsevier just
canceled.
Elsevier just jumps in
Companion.
and
The bombanion.
slowly falls down because he's monk.
Yep, absolutely. And you make your way. You're led back into the. I guess this would be your first time here. You're led into the kind of back study of the Druhilla estate, and the bookshelf kind of swings open as you guys make your way out of the passage and into the estate itself. You see Ilsar, the oldest Druhilla, the patron of the family, the father, standing there. Well, it's good to see you. Glad you've all made it safely. How's little Gregory?
He's quite good. As prepared as he can be for this.
Okay, well, he kind of has in his hand what looks like something wrapped in just a solid black, almost shimmery cloak. He hands it to his daughter. Go find the boy and see to it that he gets these. They're a gift from his father, and I believe they will come in quite handy. Okay, right away. I think I know where he is. And she makes her way back into the tunnel and out into the evening air. Mantuka, you're the only one of the party left at camp. Is there anything he's asked you to meet him tomorrow on the road? Anything you want to do before you go?
I'm fine. Kind of, I don't know, a safe, quiet place. Kind of like reflect on what the fuck is going on, and probability of success or losing someone. And I'm gonna kind of not necessarily like a two-way conversation with Mogus, but I just want to kind of like, I don't know, unburden before I go into battle.
Leave it all out there. Go ahead and roll
thanks
me.
Insomnia Night for advantage. I got it right here.
Hell yeah.
It was earlier.
Yep. Oh yeah, I saw that. Go ahead and roll me.
Nope, it doesn't rhyme with religion.
This isn't a religion thing. This is just you stealing yourself before battle. So I'm gonna say roll me a Constitution check. Straight up Constitution
That's
roll.
acceptable. Constitution check is acceptable. Oh my god, Peter. It's
Roll me a
somewhat
vibe
acceptable.
check.
What it ended up being.
Oh, that's not bad. Dirty 20.
This for dirty 20 is gonna do it. I'm gonna go embarrass you in front of Brian. 20 Constitution. You sit there and, in your own way, say a prayer to Mogus. Not what you would see Stanislav saying in his clerical or his paladin prayers in the morning, or anything like you've seen anyone else do. You just sit there and you unburden yourself before the day of battle, and you say the words in your head, and you just silently, what's the word I'm looking for here? Beseech, almost, Mogus for his courage, his fire. And as you sit there just kind of readying yourself and thinking of what's going to come on the following days, you feel something inside of you steal. Something inside of you is invigorated by the knowledge that your god is looking down on you, and by all rights, this is exactly what your people were put on this earth by him to do. Conquer. I'll say going forward, I'm going to give you advantage on any strength checks you have for the next 3 days.
I'll accept that.
Yep. Go ahead
Gracious.
and add that to your sheet as you just say a silent prayer and you feel your god stealing you for the battle to come.
The Iron Hoof has an iron heart.
There you go. That's kind of cool. And as the preparations of the day continue, you see the camp is just a bustle of energy. People going space to space, discussing with each other, talking for what may be the last time for some of them. Everyone just taking in the night, or the last few nights, and a little bit of downtime and enjoyment they have before the battle. Kieran, roll me an exclamation D100, please. I saw that weather check. I saw that. I'm gonna count this.
This
for the
is
day.
where we get a snowstorm.
This is for the day of the battle. By the way, I'm counting. Oh, it's only an 18. That's fine. That's okay. So
In the middle of the desert.
the following day, Mantuka, you make your way to the southern road leading up to the main gate of Lysia, and you kind of go ahead.
In preparation for this,
Mhm.
I am stark naked, and I've taken red paint and
Mhm.
put markings of my tribe
Mhm.
all on my naked, black, hairy place where things have grown back, and that's how I'm going in.
Okay, just stark nude, covered in red paint. I'm here for it.
And Ryan has all my kit.
Yeah, Ryan has all the kit. You make your way to that southern road, and you find there's still like a trickle of people making their way into the city, but by now most of the population is here. Everyone who is here for the events have settled in. You're just kind of getting the stragglers at this point. You find they're kind of sitting next to the road in just like a pop-up tent that is being held by several servants to shade him from the hot hot sun of the Ember Steppe. You find a kind of dark-skinned individual with a very short black beard and like a thin mustache, kind of just greasy black hair, wearing fine robes that give the appearance of wealth but are not the best made. So perhaps someone who is trying to look wealthier than they might be, kind of like knockoff brand shit almost, but like fancy. And he's just sitting there kind of on what appears to be just like a very simple wooden chair that's been folded out. And on either side of him, you see 3 Imperium guardsmen, all standing with weapons at the ready. 2 crossbowmen on either side, and then 2 foot soldiers, all standing. And as you kind of approach, they all just ready their weapons, point them up at you. The man stands up. Do you approach?
I approach, hands outstretched, walking slowly, purposely grinding my iron hooves in the ground because you can't take my hooves.
Well, I have to say, I am surprised to see you. But, well, not going to turn down an opportunity to put on the best show the Imperium has ever seen, now am I? You ever fought in the arena before, big man?
Your arena? No. Something far worse.
Well, let's hope you are a fast learner. Both yours and Stanislav's life depend on it. Take him. And you see the guards all kind of close in around you. Do you resist, or do you let them take you?
I allow it to happen, DM.
Okay, as they kind of encircle you, one slaps a collar around your neck and just latches it, and you feel an arcane lock just close. Not like an arcane lock is in the spell, just like a magical lock is sealed shut. And
Joke's on you, I'm not magical, bitches!
Yep. No, everyone gets one now. Everyone gets one. And they lead you.
You get a shotgun, you get a shotgun.
Straight towards the gates, and Master Ikesh follows you. And he has like a very smug, self-satisfied look about him that he is now bringing in the second highly wanted criminal of the Imperium. He makes his way through the gates with the guards in tow, and you quickly behind them, being just led by the chains that they have now fastened around your arms. They lead you right through the front gates. As you enter, it's just basically a towering sandstone edifice of just solid brick all the way through. The gate is about 20 feet high and about 20 feet wide. It is absolutely massive, and it is made of solid steel. He's kind of led through there into this what would kind of be like a little holdfast, basically an extra defense here in a smaller inner wall, before you're led into the lower district. And even around you now, as the arena games are begun already for the evening, people are still filling the streets here. This is the busiest you've ever seen a city in your time in the Imperium since you started your travels. There are people selling goods to vendors and everything on the corners, anyone who might be there and willing to buy them. And it's just a bustling city. You are led straight through as crowds and crowds of onlookers begin to notice Mantuka Ironhoof, the one of the most wanted criminals in the entire Imperium, is just led straight through the center of town. After a while, people begin kind of filing in behind you and chattering to each other, creating this almost like procession-like march towards the arena as Ikesh leads you with his soldiers. You hear people talking. I want you to roll me a dexterity saving throw as someone just hurls something from the crowd. It looks like a rock.
That's right, taking my nakedness, you foul beast. Dexterity saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
I'm naked.
You do have an advantage because you're a barbarian with danger sense, and you see a rock coming straight for your face out of the crowd.
Oh god, it doesn't get any better because I'm naked!
Okay, so you take a d6. Whoop.
Don't focus on my junk.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as about a fist-sized rock flies out of the crowd and just cracks you across your face. Kind of cracks
like
you
you
off
threw
to
a
the
wet
side.
weapon at me.
People start throwing
Throws you off
different like rotten vegetables at you as you're led through town. You're criminal. People yell, jeer, start beginning saying some fairly offhanded comments about your stature and your upbringing and race. And by the time you have passed the Slavers Pavilion, there's a crowd of about 30-40 people still following you like a procession through the city. You're led onto the southern bridge leading up to the Bloodspring Arena, and a large central archway waits there. Very much like the Colosseum, but a little less ornate in its design. Very similar, without all the extra statuing and everything. Just a solid sandstone wall, not entirely dissimilar to the one you saw at the entrance of town. You're led through the door and down below into the bowels of the arena, and you're led into a room where there are about 6 or 7 cells, all of varying sizes, kind of just built wherever they are. You see different gladiators, different people, all just either leaning over on something, kind of looking through the bars. You see some individuals who look like they're not fighters at all. Like, at best, these were probably prisoners who robbed someone, got caught doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and are now suffering the consequences for it. And at the very end, as you're led into a hall, you turn a corner, and there you see, sitting, just bedraggled, not his usual beautiful shiny self, hair just matted and hanging down around his face, bruises on his body and face and skin, cuts, tears, bruises, everything. And as you kind of walk into the cell as the door is open for you, Stanislav, you kind of, for the first time, see your allies. For the first time in a week, you see Mantukas Ironhoof there in chains, a collar bound around his neck, standing in your cell as he's just shoved inside and the door is closed behind you. And that's where we'll cut for you guys. And we'll get to Stanislav and you guys later. So, Gregory.
Nice.
There's a whole map for down there too. You guys want to see it? I don't think it's gonna come up in the fight, so like maybe I should just show it off. There we go. So you guys find yourself in here. Stanny, you would be in this cell at the top. And that would be where Mantuka is. So this is the Bloodspring Arena. This is the biggest arena in the Imperium after Pillarstone. What's up, Group Show? Welcome in. So you guys would be down in the cells over here. You are sharing a cell. They seem to be giving you a little buddy cell there. So, while all that is going on...
I'm top bunk.
You're top bunk. There are no beds. There are
That's prison talk for
no beds.
He's my
no.
bitch.
Nope.
Oh, my pocket. Oh, shit, I'm not wearing pants.
That's true. I
Of
would
my
point
prison
out,
pocket.
Mantuka's bled into your cell completely naked. Just in chains, covered in war paint, hanging Tukadong.
Just right before
for the
we cut,
world to see.
Just a good 5-second glance down. About time you showed up.
Drink it in. You look like shit.
How you doing, Creep? Welcome in, Hobie. Oh, God. Amazing. So, Gregory, everyone else is kind of set up and ready. We're just waiting on the tunneling effect. So, this is now, you've made it under the, like, you're basically directly under the northeastern wall of Lysia. Your small army of 24 badgers has successfully and safely tunneled this far. You gather you have another couple days before you need to launch the attack, and now you've kind of traversed into like a much harder packed ground that will probably require a little more effort and dexterity to make it safely all the way to where you need to go. So in terms of distance, you'd be probably under this wall, and you just need to make it to here. Around, probably back there somewhere.
Okay. What I'm gonna do then... No, I'm gonna keep it to the badgers. At first I was like, alright, more dexterity. I gotta have something more dexterous. The closest thing I'd have to more dexterous is a monkey, and it's just, I don't want to get a bunch of shovels. Just don't. I'm gonna keep with the badgers. This time, I'm gonna keep it at 8.
Go 8 badgers. Okay, so we're slowing down the digging process, but moving less earth and doing so more safely.
They're bigger badgers.
Yeah.
They're
bigger
girthier.
Girthier badgers. Got it. Roger that. We love a girthy badger.
Girthy badger. Gadger. Gurger.
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 I just love that you didn't want to use the monkeys because you didn't want to find them shovels. That is fucking amazing. I'm sorry. I had to say something, but oh my god. Sorry, I'm done.
My brain's fun. The funhouse mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with mold earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we get, I'm going to that building, that same building where we murdered the guy.
So you're gonna try to dig into the basement?
Yeah.
Okay. Just digging
I'm gonna
into a
hope and
dude's
pray
basement.
to God
Okay.
that it's like abandoned because everyone thinks it's haunted
I'm
because
so
a murder
happy.
happened there.
I'm so happy. Okay, so thanks for streaming. Off to bed. Have a good one, Boofer guy. Appreciate you, homie. Wish the music was working. My fucking music app isn't fucking working like it's supposed to. That's okay though. So
Music doesn't
go ahead.
work anymore.
Roll me a stealth check, and if you're doing Mold Earth again, either Nature or Arcana, same deal.
Boo, 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 boo.
Ooh.
Nature. I'll do nature there. Okay, 10. And stealth.
With advantage. so with
10.
advantage. Go ahead, roll again.
Oh, thank God. Boop. Better.
Okay. So collectively, once you shrink the Badger army down to about 8, they dig a lot slower, and it is harder earth and harder for them to get through. So the speed definitely decreases. Whereas like 3 days to get from the dunes to here, it is going to be like 2 days to get another 20-30 feet through this very hard packed sandstone. But it's doable.
This way, we also minimize any vibrations happening.
They're basically just putting their little claws against it and going and like scratching their way through while the others funnel the dirt out and everything. And then with you molding earth behind it, it's even shoddier than your previous work. People probably aren't going to want to spend a lot of time in this tunnel. It's more of a get in safely and then never use the tunnel again type deal.
Right.
But it seems to be sturdy enough to safely transport troops through. And you're kind of you're digging, and eventually you get to what appears to be the foundation of a home. By this point, you've kind of gone down and come back up, and kind of aiming. I'm gonna say roll me a survival, just to try to get this cave to come out where you want it to, just based solely on the geography of the town. A 10's still okay. Like a 10 is the bare minimum. So you're not quite able to come out in his basement. You kind of miss it. After a while, and as you're kind of tunneling up, you start to see the roots and stuff from the vegetation above, and you gather you've just narrowly missed the house you were aiming for, and are about to break earth right through the surface of Lysia itself, and not into the dude's basement. But you have made it to the surface. I will say before you break through, I'm guessing you send word to everyone, and around the last day when the attack is meant to happen, you start seeing people kind of sneaking their way out through the dunes, making their way into the entrance of the tunnel, and by the time that Stanislav is set to take the sands, you have your small force here on the eastern side, and as far as you know, and as hopefully as far as you can trust, your force has made it in through the western side as well. Your vanguard, the people who will be leading the attack, led by Borlian the Werebear and a just small army of Minotaurs. Hopefully that will be enough. So, as you guys are preparing to break through and launch this attack, we're going to cut back to Ilsevere, because I do believe you're the one kicking this whole thing off.
I just got goosebumps.
With the bang. Yeah, definitely. So, Ilsevere, you and Underbite are just kind of, you're made comfortable in the Druhilla estate until everything's ready. You are given a few days to kind of pick your route. Ilsevere is not a wanted criminal, neither is Underbite, so you can pretty much freely wander the city. So, how are you going about setting up for this? Like, this is your choice. How do you want this whole process to look? What do you got?
Well, basically, I mean, if we can scout out a quick route from where we are to where both those bridges are, then that'll be good. Do it in a very casual manner, though, if we have time, and then just scout a little bit every day. Get really comfortable with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Underbite's going to do the north bridge. I'm going to do the south bridge.
Okay. Roll me survival or insight. Your choice. 16. Okay. You spend the next couple days wandering the town, kind of making your way around the arena. I take it you don't go in and witness any of the games firsthand, personally, but you kind of begin to pick up who's coming in and out of the arena over the course of the next few days while you're scouting it out. You see the nobles make their way over from the estate district. You see the leader of the town, the wizard Fel Alar, making his way from Castle Lysia every morning with his small entourage. You start to pick up the routes. I will say with that check, you gather from what you can see just on patrol there's probably about 15 to 20 guards on average just outside the arena, not counting what might be inside that you cannot see. But by the end of your scouting time, you pick out a fairly safe way to get to the bridge you're looking for, kind of by following along, either partially swimming if you want to. But there are a number of stealthy... there are a number of routes you can go. And then based on that, you would likely want to place the explosives on the shores opposite from you guys. You know what I mean? Like on the ones opposite from the arena. So like here. And here, just with that check based on the size of those explosives, you could possibly end up hurting some of your own men if you're not careful with it. That's a big pile of gunpowder. But you figure out the most strategic place to place it in the bridge and to do the most damage. What's up, Stormy? Welcome in, buddy. Okay. So, on the 7th day, you hear the crowds once again pick up at the arena in the morning, and you know Stanislav is meant to take the sands for the Primus, the Prime event, the grand execution, as it were. There's even rumors beginning to spread around. You hear people chatting that another member has been caught from the Resistance and is now set to take the sands either with or against Stanislav in a fight to the death. But it's all speculation at this point. It's all kind of being scuttlebutted around town, just rumors kind of bouncing from person to person. So, with the invisibility, as you guys are preparing this on the 7th day, you hear loud voice booming from the arena. The orator, who has been announcing all the fights, magically enhancing his voice so it can echo throughout almost the entire city as he announces people. Every now and again, when a new arena comes out or a new gladiator that people are a big fan of, you see them kind of rushing back into the arenas as if they were on an intermission out getting snacks, and they kind of filter in and out as they go. Ilsevere, you have advantage on a check of your choosing. So, with the invisibility, as you guys are kind of ready, you hear this booming voice just shout out, "And now, ladies and gentlemen, taking to the sands 2 men, 2 beasts, who have spit in the face of the Imperium. Stanislav, the Accursed, and Mantuka, the Horned Death." And you just eruption from the crowd as they're all cheering, not in your favor, but cheering nonetheless as death is being prepared to be dealt to you all. The fireworks I'll begin erupting from around the arena in a concentric circle before ending with the final one of a massive sigil of the Imperium in bright purple and gold across the sky. And you hear coming from within the arena almost serpentine-like noises, screeches coming, thunderous footsteps, the sounds of weapons clashing against armor, and Ilsevere. At that point, Yuria looks at you. "Are you ready?"
Yes.
She reaches out and touches the both of you, and both you and Underbite find yourselves invisible, no longer able to see your own appendages.
Just before that, Elsevier will say to the main assault squad, "The signal is going to be the loud boom."
Borlian kind of looks at you. "Yeah, I kind of figured."
Let's do
and
it.
as he's kind of standing there, you see him just crack his bones. You see his arms start to bend and awkwardly shift. And as you're watching, he, before you, just transforms into a towering grizzly bear. Standing on just on its back feet at first, and then thumping down with a loud, thunderous boom, shaking some of the art on the walls. You see the Minotaurs all readying their weapons and standing next to him. The one who was leading the Minotaurs was fucking... What the hell did I name him again? God damn it. Mantuka. What was your Minotaur buddy's name? Fucking... I have the notes. Durka!
Hold on! Yeah,
Fucking Durka! We got it. I love keeping notes. Okay, so Durka. Hard! Now we're playing Curling Novites? Durka.
Okay.
He kind of like looks at the bear. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. He kind of just stretches and holds this massive battle axe in his hand, and they begin they're waiting at the door, ready to run out at a moment's notice. Ilsevere, you and Underbite make your way out of the house. You said he's going north, you're going south?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and
I've
roll
already instructed him to just light it and go.
Okay, roll me a stealth check with advantage because you're both invisible. So good that was with advantage for him. Okay. Not our best work overall. But being invisible and there being
Right. Use advantage.
no,
on an advantage.
you already used the advantage.
think
You just
so.
have 2 advantages. Not your best work collectively.
No.
He did much better than you did with his actual stats added to that. But
Yeah,
you kind
I
of
rolled a natural 3.
yeah, with a 10 being bare minimum, you're invisible. There's huge crowds everywhere. You kind of just mesh into the crowd and take care not to bump into anybody. You just have to trust that he made it to his bridge safely. And as you're kind of weaving through the crowd, trying not to bump anybody or give your position away, you do accidentally kind of brush up against one of the kids that's being led by his hand into the arena, just like a small child, maybe 6 years old, about to go watch men slaughter each other at the arena with his family. Like it's that kind of day here at the Imperium. This is the biggest sporting event in the world. This is the Super Bowl of gladiators, more or less. And you kind of bump the kid, and the kid kind of looks around and says, what? What was that?
I run up the wall to roof.
Go ahead and acrobatics check for me, please.
I'm a monk. I can run up vertical surfaces.
That's true.
You don't want me to roll?
Yeah.
I'm carrying a 50-pound bomb.
You're carrying a 50-pound bomb.
Sorry, what kind of check? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics. If you're trying to climb up a wall with 50 extra pounds of weight on you. Damn, dude, you're all rolling like shit.
Yeah, I'm going to use one of the advantages now.
Okay.
Hopefully 12 is good enough.
Wow. Y'all are on it today. So, you kind of brush this kid and he starts looking around. He pulls on his feet. He's like, Mommy! Mom! And as that's happening, you just run and try to, as deftly as possible, make your way onto a nearby rooftop. And as you do, your foot kind of slips, breaks a little of the thatch roof off. But other than that, there's not much signs of your passing, and you're able to kind of make your way into the waist-high water of the oasis and either cross at the bridge or wherever you want to at that point. But
Pause for a sec, prone on the rooftop before going down the other side, and continuing on towards the south bridge.
okay. And as you get there, you place the explosive kind of on one of the middle supports of the bridge. And you reach into your pockets and pull out whatever flint and tinder you can find and just...
Yeah, I have a tinderbox.
And as you light it, your invisibility is snapped off, because when you take an action like that, it disappears and you just...
Yeah,
you
I'm
light-
going to try to be doing this from underneath the bridge.
Oh yeah, no, you're invisible while this is
So-
happening until the
Yeah.
moment you get it lit, and then once you see the spark, like the take, and the spark just begins going down the fuse, you look and you see your hands just become visible once again in front of you. And what are you gonna do? You have to figure out your way out of there. That bomb is about to go off, and you are now visible. What do you want to do?
I'm going to run across the moat
Mm-hmm. Okay.
towards the west bridge where the main assault is going to happen.
Okay. So roll. Are you trying to be stealthy about it at all at this point? Or you just sending it.
Well, I can move across liquid as long as I don't stop, right? As a monk?
You tell me. You're the monk.
Pretty sure.
At level 13, I can't keep track of all your guys' abilities. That's on y'all at this point. That's been on y'all since level 6. If you have a water... I'm willing to believe monks at level 13 have a water walk of some kind. But, you know.
You can move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during this. Yeah, so I'm going to not...
Yeah, as long as you're actively moving, I will allow you to run on water. But if you stop moving, you will just go bloop, right into it. So go ahead and roll me a stealth check. 22.
That's where I like it.
So you very deftly and as quickly as possible, tapping into all your training, just kind of skidding
just
across the surface of the water, finding a couple shallow points to jump off of on the thing too. And as you're making your way, you get about to there, and you see a very familiar auburn, almost ginger-haired, hairy man just sprinting full speed away from the bridge. No hint of stealth whatsoever. And you hear the sound of combat's happening in the arena. You hear the roar of some kind of creature within. And as you make it back to the bridge, you just hear 2 colossal explosions blowing up around all sides. You see 2 gouts of flame shoot into the sky from the north and south sides of this island, the whole sky being lit up just barely by this. It is like the sun's just begun to go down, so it just creates this plume of bright fiery light. You see some of the guards are immediately just consumed by the fire. Some are thrown down, and as that happens, the door to the Drusilla estate bursts open, and out comes running a werebear followed by 8 minotaurs and the rest of your forces just filing into the town, a small army. Gregory, you hear the explosion go off, and as you do, yourself and the men with you pushed free of the ground below, kind of caving inward around you, a bit of a struggle to make your way out, and then you look as two just massive pillars of flame begin to recede, and you just see smoke filling the sky, and the Battle of Lysia has officially begun. That is where we're going to take our break for today, and we'll be picking this up in the arena and seeing what Stanislav and Mantuka have been getting up to. So we'll catch y'all guys in a few. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Please do stick around. It's only going to get more exciting from here. We'll see y'all in a bit. Oh, all right. We're back, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. Where'd my music go? Where'd my music go? There it is. So we're having a really weird thing happening with the music today, where it just keeps giving me the same song on repeat, or it's just not playing anything. So I have to constantly be jumping back and forth to make this fucking work. So that's annoying. You know what we could do? Let's just really quickly find like there's a D&D station. Let's just hit play on that shit and see what happens. And maybe we'll actually get like a decent goodie of things. No, we're not. We're gonna find out. We're improvising. Wow, I broke it. I didn't break it. What's up, Kayla? How you doing? How's getting ready? I'm excited for your stream later. Appreciate you swinging in. All right. So, shit is popping off. I am stressing. My music's not working. It's a good day. Anyway, without further ado, we are back. We left off. Mantuka had allowed himself to be captured and taken into the bowels of the Bloodspring Arena to meet Stanislav. Completely naked, showed up in nothing but war paint. Mantuka dong swinging in the wind. Much to Stanislav's chagrin. Gregory, leading a small force of your own, dug yourself, a tunnel through the northeastern wall of Lysia and broke out just a little off of where you were aiming, but still within the confines of the city nonetheless at the large explosion triggered by Stanislav and Underbite, your werewolf friend, sending a pillar of fire into the sky. You all took that as your sign to begin the onslaught and burst forth from your tunnel. Before that, Ryan, you know what items you were given. People don't need to see you get them. They'll see what you do with them. Before we get to that, however, we're going to do a little jump back in time. It's doing it again where I'm not getting music, and it's very frustrating for me. So we're going to pop back to you guys in the arena before all of this went down. Mantuka and Stanislav, you two, together in this small cell in the arena, spend the next few days sitting, waiting, being fed a measly serving of oatmeal at breakfast and dinner, waiting for the events to unfold, knowing that you are the final event of this, your execution slated to be the main event for this entire show. You all spend a little time. You eat your food. You get to spend a little bit of time in these cells together as different prisoners are led out of their cells and up onto the sands above to meet their fate, whatever that may be. And while the two of you are down here, you have a few days. If there's anything you guys would like to discuss. So you were captured, and you know at the attack happened at the very end of the 7 days. And you were captured about 3 days into it. So you have a few days to wait down here, Mantuka. We're doing a little time jump. You like my hoodie? Thank you. Thank you. That's nice. It's cozy, but it breathes. I am a fan. I like it. Ryan's hoodie is also cool and gives me nightmares.
Can you hear me, Stanny? Good, because I'm naked. If we get out of here, I owe you 2 dick punches.
You know what?
And if I die here, I'm haunting you. I'm haunting you, because I'm here because of you.
At this point, all
And glory.
very fair. Very fair. I accept that.
Now I'm done talking to you until we fight.
Okay. You guys wait as each of these cells around you are emptied. No one returns. No one seems to make it back from these events. Just you guys.
Actually, legit, I'm going to tell him like everything that happened.
Yeah,
I
figured.
You'd be really super out of the loop.
Figured the plan. And you guys are finally, on the last day, the only remaining competitors in your cell. You sit and you wait until you are called. You have a little time. You sit there, your feet just resting in the cold sand underneath the arena here, waiting for your names to be called, until finally a familiar individual arrives at your door. Stanislav, I guess Mantuka as well. You see Kesh smiling at you through the gates, his greasy, slicked back hair just laying thickly over his shoulders, his very thin black beard and mustache freshly shaved and trimmed. Well, I'd be lying if I said it is not good to see you. Once again about to take the sands. It's been some time. I take it you remember everything you were taught.
Don't think I could forget even if I wanted to.
Good. Means I've done my job well. Now, understand. Neither of you is made to live or meant to live through this altercation. This is an execution for the good of the people. But try to make sure your deaths mean something.
Look at Mantuka and look back at him. I think that we can manage that.
It's part of the
Very
deal.
intense eye contact.
Your weapon is waiting for you. Though you will find it quite mundane while you wear that collar. He puts a key in the door.
Hammer is a hammer.
Puts a key in the door as 2 guards just come up behind him. And you notice in one of their hands is a very thick, very solid, very strong looking chains with arcane runes kind of woven around each of the links, like carved right into the metal. He opens the gate. One at a time, please. He gestures for one person to go out. Who's going first?
Just look at Mantuka and
What's up, Hannah?
nod for him to go.
Sweet. See you later, bitch face. Peace.
Mantuka, you begin to make your way thinking that you're next to go into the arena, and you're almost stopped dead in your tracks and almost whipped back as one end of that chain is just clamped onto the back of your collar, connecting you by the neck. The other end of the chain, a similar hook is placed. Ikesh looks at Stanislav. You next.
Alright. Steps out.
clips that right onto the back as well, and you find yourself firmly affixed to Mantuka by the neck by a chain of about 10 feet, no more. This should make things interesting. Good luck. Put on a show. And he kind of just leaves you there with the guards. The guards leave you up. How long is the cooldown for advantage? It's every 30 minutes, I think, now. We actually lowered it for today. It used to be every hour. We're every 30 minutes now, so shouldn't be too long.
So, Stanny, if this is meant for
What's up,
me and
Alice?
you to fight, and I kill you, I'm going to chop off a limb and use you as a weapon. Just
Oh, I
full
mean-
disclosure.
If I die before you, by all means, whatever you need to do to survive.
All right.
The guard
Guy's not
behind
going to
you.
like it, though.
The guard behind you kind of just gives you both a shove in
sure
the
you
back
won't
with his spear. Don't worry, you two ain't fighting each other. Move on. He just keeps shoving
Oh,
you.
when I'm done, I'm going to fucking kill you and all you old holy. What's your name?
You can disadvantage me. That helps them too, if you disadvantage me, for the record. Just saying. It's totally allowed. That's what it's there for. What's up, Zach? Welcome in. Feel free. Yeah. It's all up there. Inspiration's also good. That gives them a free reroll. All you got to do is think of an inspirational quote. It will come in handy in this fight. You got the points and the cooldowns are up. Fucking use them. Believe me. It would only be me. I give it. Hook me up that disadvantage. You think of it, you're giving disadvantage to whatever they're going to be fighting. So that kind of works for them in their favor. The two of you are led to the staircase, kind of that loops around the outside. You're led up a 5 foot, and then kind of in like a long half circle that leads you to the western entrance of the arena. The two of you are pushed, still attached by the neck, and you approach these two just solid steel doors. Stanny, these are very familiar to you. You've entered from the other side of this arena the first time you found yourself in town here. And you just stand there waiting. The guard's like, they're ready. And you see someone pull a lever and the doors just a small slit of bright sunlight just creeps through, almost like taking you aback. You've been in a cell for several days with minimal light. And you kind of have to cover your eyes for a second briefly as the doors just creep open, revealing the sands of the Bloodspring Arena. Very much living up to their namesake, stained completely with the blood of everyone else who has been entered and fought in the arena since this started. 100% of the shots you don't take don't go in. Wayne Gretzky. Who are you giving inspirations to, Stormy? We love a Gretzky quote. Love a Gretzky quote.
Danny just whispers to Mantuka, I'll follow your lead.
Good, I already have a plan. I was just going to yell as I go.
Okay, so you guys are coming through.
Communication's key.
You guys are entering through this door here on the left side of the arena, the western door. Yeah, sports thing. Gregory's getting it. Hell yeah, that'll come in handy. So this is all happening leading up to the attack. You guys make your way out onto the sand. Stanny, a very familiar sensation to you. Mantuka, very new. Just a very soft, almost pleasant feeling sand under your feet for a moment. You step out to the jeers and boos of the crowd of the arena. They start throwing bits of rotten vegetables. Some people throw a couple rocks at you, not enough, close enough to really get any solid contact, but they're just kind of throwing stuff at you as you make your way out onto the sands. You see two massive statues on either side. Stanley, these were here last time you fought as well. You remember these. What has been added?
A rotten tomato or some shit in my mouth.
Yep, fair. The braziers on the not braziers, the braziers on the other hands are
I love porn.
Yeah. Okay.
The internet is for porn.
Bray, you heard me. The internet is for porn.
Mantuka's already winning.
I've always pronounced that wrong, and I've only recently had to correct it because I now know that is the wrong pronunciation. Sometimes that mental block. The braziers have been placed next to either side of the lion statue, and they are just burning brightly. There's also one placed on the north and south sides of the arena. Those should be on the map screen, not there. So go to the map. There you go. Okay, those are good. And yeah, you just make your way towards the center. You kind of like, you know, the way to do this, Stanny.
Left or right?
You're joined at the neck by a 10-foot chain. What are you guys doing? There's no sign of any opponent.
Come on.
It's just
I'm
you
following you
and the crowd being just booing down at you as you do so.
They like us. Not big Mogus fans.
Get used to it.
You kind of continue out into the center of the arena. And you look up to the raised dais over on the north side there, and you see just a varying assortment of nobles. You see the city leader, Felilar himself, sitting in the center seat with his hands crossed over his chest. Ornate robes of beautiful purple silk with gold and trim and the colors of the Imperium just adorn his body. Next to him on either side, you see two people similarly dressed, also in seats of honor, not traditionally placed behind him as they normally would, but sitting in equal space and like sharing a row with him. Also seem to be very high-ranking members of the Imperium. One is wearing a bright kind of reddish golden trimmed with the sigil of the Imperium in the chest, and then the other is a woman wearing dark purples with golden trim on it, very similar to the other guys, but much darker and much more expensive looking. These are people who probably even outrank him. And as the rest kind of settle in, the crowd settles back to their seats. You see Felilar step out and raise his hands open above the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves here once again upon the sands of the Blood Spring to bring justice to the two criminals who have wrought nothing but disaster across our empire. Ladies and gentlemen, for execution we give you Stanislav the Accursed and Mantuka the Horned Death. Not the Horny Death, the Horned Death. The Horny Death.
Echoes.
The crowd.
Pretty good name, say.
Love that. The crowd all begins booing once again. Even as that is beginning, you hear the sound of an elevator rising up from below you. You see the massive metal kind of grate in the center just begin to slide open as you hear the sound of the elevator coming up from the depths below. You hear a serpentine hissing sound coming from all within, and you guys begin to back up as you see one massive serpentine head coil out of the hole, green with bright, almost iron-colored armor decorating itself, like a naturally occurring iron armor on this creature. And you see another head come out, exactly the same. And then another, and then another, and one more. And then finally, the massive body holding 5 of these heads all attached to it, all serpentine in fashion. The biggest Hydra that has ever been seen this side of the Imperium. And the two of you stand alone, without your magic, without your powers, here in the sands of the arena, about to face down this creature. I need everybody, including Gregory, you'll come in a couple turns, we'll figure out what you're doing, to roll me. My heart is pounding right now, dude. Okay, let's fucking remove all turns. Clear. I love a Hydra. And it's not just any Hydra, it's a big fuck off Hydra.
Is it a Hail Hydra?
Hail Hydra! Okay.
Rolling initiative, right?
Yeah, go ahead, click your minis, roll initiative. Why are you... You go to map layer?
I'm gonna use my advantage
You went to
roll.
map layer. Go ahead and use your advantage
Actually,
roll.
no, I'm not.
I'm gonna use my disadvantage roll.
I want to be
Big
after
Sedge.
Mantuka.
Okay, roll initiative. Let's go. 3 with a disadvantage.
Our Mantuka and I essentially just going to be moving at the same time. Like when he moves, I'll move with him.
Nope. You guys are attached with a 10-foot chain. You have to take your turns independently, same as always. And you have to communicate. You will count your movement. You can take together. Your actions are always separate on your initiative. But if you want to plan your movement, that you are allowed to do. You both still have your 30 feet. Okay. So yeah, we will say you share a movement turn, and all your actions and bonus actions are your own. So you guys basically rolled close enough. It don't matter. Gregory bringing it up with a 4. We love that. Descending.
In the rear with the gear.
Having to manage the music at the same time. Proving difficult, but that's okay.
Always been a fan of doing it in the rear.
I don't. It's not time for that.
No, it is. It now is the perfect time for that. Did you just pop, motherfucker?
Man, bitches.
Okay, so starting from the top of the round, Stanislav, what are you doing? This is way too gentle for D&D battle music. The app's not working anyway. We're just
I
gonna
think
go
it's
back to-
me, hombre. Oh,
Is it?
daddy.
It is Mantuka. My bad. What are you gonna do, buddy? Go.
If you're not first, you're last, and I'm gonna run forward. Is that 10 feet away from this
Yeah,
Hydra?
you guys can 10 feet away from the Hydra. Yeah, give or take.
You have that
Okay, cool.
box feature thingy that you did last time?
I can do that,
Like
yes.
with the dragon, if you could do that with this guy.
You want to see? Okay.
Right.
I'd love to see his area of occupation.
I mean,
Area
that's
of
more
back,
that's
baby.
more for me to know, not so much for you guys to know. To be fair, you're
Okay.
not supposed to know where his range is. You just know where your
No,
range
I
is.
want to know where he can't
I just wanna-
occupy his space. On
Any-
his range.
Anywhere where his heads are, basically. He's just
Okay.
that big a square. He's a gargantuan creature. Mantuka, you are
So
it's within 10
20
feet.
by...
He's 4 squares by 4 squares.
100% rage. And,
What are you doing? He just snaps some of the serpentine heads towards you and bears these large fangs that are probably bite you in half. What are you doing? You
I
gonna lunge?
assume I'm meant to kill this thing, right?
Likely, yes. Exactly what you are
Sweet.
meant to do.
I'm gonna fucking do what I do and be a menace. And
Go ahead and make your attacks.
Actually,
Fucking
don't
attack
think
my-
we're meant to kill it. I think it's meant to kill
It's
us.
very,
but-
very much meant to kill you. This is
Whatever.
true. This is true.
and I'm gonna do it recklessly because why not? I'm here.
That's how we party. 11,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
17.
I just
That just hits. Just
yeah,
barely.
Suck it, fucker.
Yep.
That's for 8 slashing damage to my halberd.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead. Yep.
Second attack.
You just
Ooh,
lunge
you
forward
like
and
this
kind
one?
of slash into the side with it. You ready yourself for a swing on your second attack. Go ahead and roll. 16. Okay. That's not gonna,
23.
23 will. Go ahead and roll your damage for that one too. If you guys really want to just take the describing of how your attacks look and how you're doing them,
Sure.
go ahead. Give me the full details. This is a very epic moment. Feel free to fill in the gaps. How does this look, Mantuka?
So 14 for the second attack. So I come in, slice, kind of like cautionary, like feeling out your enemies. First kind of slash with his first interaction,
Mhm.
and then feels it make purchase, and then turns it, and then slices it back through kind of like the same area,
Okay.
Nice.
Beautiful.
and readies himself in defensive.
I'm crouched down in
Dash.
front of him while
So,
this is happening because I
total
don't have that
damage.
kind of range.
See, now I have to do math. So 8 plus 14 does not go over it yet. Okay. Cool. There's damage thresholds I have to be keeping watch over now. Basically, if you guys do 35 damage in a turn, the head dies. Keep that in mind. Yeah, there's lots of math for this creature. That's the only downside. So you unleash your flurry of attacks. The creature kind of whips its heads around at you as best it can, but isn't able to do much until its turn. Stanny, you're up. You're still attached at the neck, 10 feet away. What are you doing?
I'm going to step in front of Mantuka this time because I only have a 5-foot range. And
You do have a shield if you wanted one. Like, you have your standard load, gear load.
Oh, you
just
will
no
give me a
magic.
okay.
Yeah. You get, like I said, you get all your mundane armor and everything. It's just no magical properties, period.
let me
And you
tap
were
shield
given
real
that.
quick.
Yeah, it's just +2 to your AC. Easy to remember.
Yeah, I'm going to smack this dude.
You gonna smack him? Go ahead and roll.
Smack him.
So you watch as Mantuka just unleashes a flurry of attack, and you kind of step in with your shield, putting a little bit of a bulwark between Mantuka and this creature, and unleash a flurry of attacks on your own. What are you doing? Go ahead, paint me a word. Natural 20.
Let's go. So,
Okay, we're starting off with a bang. The first one hits,
Pew, pew,
second
pew.
one does not.
Um,
There you go.
since its heads are way up in the air, I'm going to kind of target the base of the necks where it attaches to the body where I can reach.
Mhm.
And after Mantuka's done his attacks, after I'm crouched down in front of him, I'm going to pop up and basically just take one big sweeping attack for the first one, and then kind of a back downwards attack for the second one.
Okay, so the 30 will hit for the natural 20, 100%.
Yeah.
So you just
So
swing
that-
upwards and you catch one of the heads right in the bottom of the jaw, and it kind of snaps closed. You see one of the teeth kind of break loose off of it. Go ahead and roll your
So it's
crit
8 damage plus
8 damage plus whatever you roll.
7.
7. So 8 plus 7
So
on a crit.
15
Okay,
total.
so 15 total. Pretty sure that breaks the damage threshold. Cool. So as you step forward and you unleash the attack on the upper swing where you get your critical strike, you hit it so hard that the head itself just bursts into a cloud of viscera and bone. Having completely destroyed one of the heads yourself, you just smack it almost clean off. That'll be your turn. Anything else you want to do?
Not. I don't think there's a bonus action I can do because I can't magic.
No
Do
magic.
you always do that good if you come back here? Is this like your Pokeball station?
Only when I'm chained to my friends.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, no, that'll be it.
Okay.
I'll just crouch back down so that Mantuka can attack.
Love that.
No, I legit want you in front of me because you got more armor than I do. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna kind
this
of
is
like
perfect.
use him as a shield.
Sounds good. Gregory, we're skipping you. You're gonna come in 2 rounds. We're gonna let them have some fun with the Hydra.
And I am a shield.
So while you're digging your hole, the next up is gonna be the Hydra. He's just gonna loop up around the top over you guys over here, staying in your attack ranges, and he makes as many bites attacks as he has heads. So that's gonna be 4, 2 against Mantuka, 2 against Stanislav.
I don't consent.
I'm just gonna roll them at advantage, and that's just to save me clicking a bunch. So both rolls are the 2 attacks against each of you.
Yeah.
So these 2 are against Stani, a 20 and a 16.
20 hits.
20 hits. What's your AC with the breastplate is good enough, and then 21 and 19.
And a shield is 18.
Okay, so the first attack is gonna hit you. You are going to take 14 points piercing damage as one of the heads just snaps down, kind of gets over your shield and digs right into the top of your arm. Mantuka, your AC is lower than a 19, I'm guessing, yes?
15.
Yes, the next 2 attacks are going to hit you. The first one does 16 piercing as one of the other heads snaps around, kind of bites into the back of your leg and takes a chunk off. Next one, I'll roll the damage. 15. And you are raging, so both of those are half. So it's going to be 8 and 8, respectively. 16 total for the whole turn. As the other head loops around and kind of bites the other leg and tries to almost pull your legs out from under you, but is not able to do so. However, at the end of its turn, you notice the neck...
Made of iron, stupid.
the neck where Stanislav popped the head cleans off starts to vibrate oddly and uncontrollably, and watches 2 heads sprout out of the stump where the head once was, giving the creature 2 more heads, bringing its total up to 6.
I super hate
and it
things you
also
kill that make more
heals-
things. So
Heals
counterproductive
20 hit points.
in
10
warfare.
hit points for every head it regenerates. Okay, you're lucky. You're using a hammer. You do watch, however, something to note as you watch Mantuka attack this creature, as his halberd slices into it, and it kind of cuts through. You see the blood kind of seep out, and as it hits the sand, just a little steam. And you very much get the sense that this creature has exceptionally acidic blood. And then you step into a 5-foot range and unleash your attacks. Your hammer not having the same effect. Something to keep in mind. That will be its turn, however. Mantuka, you're up. What do you want to do?
Hey, Stan, you happy where we are? Do you want to move somewhere? I'll fucking hit him anywhere. But you seem needy.
No place like here.
No place like that.
Okay.
Hit him with the blunt end.
Is that feasible?
Technically. It's a halberd. There's like a spike, a spear, and an axe. There isn't really a bludgeoning side.
Well,
to
let me
the
just
axe
turn
end.
around and use the handle.
If you beat people with the backhand, that is a bludgeoning attack. So the offhand backhand with it, definitely, but...
I'm just gonna hit it normally because I'm super confused. Halbert's away recklessly.
Yeah, like you can slash and
Nat
pierce with
20.
a halberd, the bludgeon. Oh! Okay.
So nat 20, so-
You're also both within 5 feet right now, unless you moved, Mantuka. So you're both gonna get hit by the blood, but go ahead and roll the critical damage on that one. Jesus! So add
Okay.
it all together, and then brutal critical as well.
Yeah, okay, so it's 14 from the start. Plus 2d12.
Okay, so 14, 26, plus whatever you roll next. Oh no!
2 of those, sorry. There we go. Plus another 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean,
Ooh.
that is a lot. That's
Feels
enough. So you step forward and slice with the halberd, cut clean through one of the other necks, and the head falls into the sand. You each are going to take 12 points of acid damage as the blood spatters onto both of you, sizzling into your
I'm
skin.
helping.
Thanks for the look, Brad. And yeah, go ahead and make your next attack if you want.
I'm gonna use my pole arm to give a little bludgeon poke at the end of that.
Okay, so use your bonus action backhand attack with it. Love that.
Bam.
That one we will say is bludgeoning damage
and
because you're kind of
reckless
smacking
anyway,
him with
so-
the back end of the halberd.
24 hit.
Yeah, 100%. 17 would hit, just so you guys are aware.
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. No acidic blood this time. Is just bonk with the backside of the thing. You kind of just drive it into the side of one of the heads that's kind of coiled around, catching it in the jaw and knocking it off guard. It kind of snaps back. Anything else you want to do?
I'm in an attack. I'm looking at Cindy go like, I only have weapons that cut. Enjoy. Second attack.
It's true. It is true.
Recklessly still. 22 hits.
22 hits.
For 13 points of fucking bad damage.
Okay, so not enough to destroy another head, luckily, but you each take 6 points of acid damage. Not as bad that time around. Any movement or anything you'd like to do, or is that your turn?
You could hear us steady. Is this where the Alamo's happening?
What's an Alamo?
Yeah.
Here's mine.
Then I'm gonna good game him and cup his butt a little bit. His little quaint little butt.
Okay. You're gonna give him a little
I have
butt
a
tap.
thick,
He
muscular
does have a very
butt.
thick, muscular,
Thank you very much.
buff ass
Little
cheeks,
quaint
dude.
fucking grapefruit butt.
Just beautiful, solid ass cheeks, as far as the eye can see.
You break your hand.
Did you break a nail on his butt cheek, dude? It's crazy. Can't believe that. Can't believe that shit. Stanny, you're up. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna continue to. Hold up. What do I know anything in particular about fighting hydras?
Roll me a... Oh, I want to say nature check, even though it's monstrosity. Monster or nature survival. I would allow either.
11.
You know the myths, the legends of hydras. You cut off one head, 2 more grows, and it can be very problematic.
That's obviously true.
You also know there is a way to stop it from doing so, but that roll is not high enough to know what that may be. There is a way to stop it from regenerating.
Okay.
It's up to you to figure that out.
Can I try to discern one head that looks maybe larger or more commanding than the others?
Nope. They all seem to be acting very much in unison, just as part of a collective, almost hive mind-like creature. Just these serpentine heads kind of weaving around each other at all times, looking for whatever opportunity they can find to strike.
Okay.
They are currently at 5 heads, as Mantuka just severed another one.
Yep.
What you doing?
I'm gonna try attacking its body, I think.
I'm helping.
We give it some kidney shots. I'm gonna get low and kind of swing up into its chest, basically.
Okay, so you're calling a body shot then? It'll be at disadvantage if you're calling it. If you're actively trying to avoid cutting off heads when this thing has a damage threshold for a head dying, that's going to be a disadvantage called shot.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'll just keep hitting
It's
heads.
up to you. It's a good idea, and it would effectively work, but you have to get through the heads to hit the body, so it would be a little harder for you to do. Your call.
Yeah, I'll try it for a round.
Okay. I mean, you have extra attacks. You can always try multiple things at once. It's a good idea, and I will say if you hit the body, I will not add that to the threshold of the damage to kill heads. That seems fair.
Okay, so disadvantage.
That's going to do
Still
it.
an
Just
18,
need to beat
yep.
a 17, yeah?
Okay, sweet.
So you kind of like use your shield to knock under one of the heads and then go ahead and describe how your attacks the body look. You rock your body with
Yeah,
mean
so
nasty
basically,
hooks.
I come up with the shield to get under the head,
Mhm.
and as I do, I use the swinging momentum of the shield to come around and deal a nasty uppercut to where I would think its solar plex would be.
Oh, love that. You just kind of like almost drag the hammer through the sand, kicking some of the
Yep.
sand up as you do, and just uppercut it almost right into the torso, right in the center of its chest. Damn. Okay. Cool. 6 damage. The heads seem unaffected, and the body seems to be taking the brunt of it. I like that. Very smart.
Okay.
Very smart.
Does it seem to react differently to that hit than hits to the head, or does it kind of equally reel?
It kind of just reels the same way back anytime it gets hit. Anytime like you hit it somewhere, one of the other heads kind of swoops in to help defend that spot, so it's constantly moving. So they kind of like swirl back inwards to protect the spot on the body that you're aiming for.
That's That's interesting. Can do it again.
Go ahead. Disadvantage.
I fucking accidentally closed roll
16 is not going to do it, unfortunately.
Can I use my advantage after it's happened?
No, if you already have advantage on a strike, you can't use another advantage on it, fortunately. You can't stack advantages. If you have an inspiration... Huh?
That was disadvantage.
Okay, well, using an advantage would make it a straight roll.
Oh, no, I would
make
have
it a
to call
16.
it before in order for
that. Yeah, and it would be a 16 anyway. So you'd still fail and waste your advantage. So I'd recommend maybe not doing that. You try the same thing, and as you kind of like almost just smack forward with the hammer, one of the heads just whips down into the way and kind of knocks it out of its trajectory, and you're unable to do any real damage to it. Okay, so Gregory, this turn will be you breaking out of the ground. So you basically have just appeared through your tunnel, kind of just broken the surface of the earth here, and you and your troops just begin filing out a number of the resistance soldiers you trained, some of the Hushroot tribe, and some of the lesser skilled fighters, the lesser trained, who are kind of acting as the flanking unit, all begin filing out behind you. You watch as these massive plumes of fire erupt from the bridges, exploding, and then begin to simmer down, and you hear the sounds of battle and panic coming from within the arena. We're gonna get back to you on your next turn, and that's when you get to act on shit, but you have now entered the fray. Stani and Mantuka, as you are fighting this creature, your feet are just rocked underneath you as the entire ground trembles. I need you both to make me a dexterity saving throw, as the force of both of these explosions just causes the earth to tremble. Oof. So let's roll a percentage here and see how much debris gets flung into the air, into the arena.
Fuck me, DM. Fuck me.
Ooh.
Not in a good way, in a bad way.
Okay, so bad news. Stani, you're up. But Mantuka, you fall prone as the force of the blast just causes the ground to shake. You lose your footing, and you fall prone for a second. I rolled a percentile to see if any debris made it into the arena, and both of you look into the air as two massive pieces of stone just begin kind of falling through the air towards all of you. Just all of this debris beginning to fall. You see some of it falling on the crowd, bricks and stones, people being crushed, some of the nobles running for their lives, have bits of flaming wood just landing on them from these explosions that kicked up all this debris. I need a dexterity save from everyone, and that's going to include the Hydra. Okay. It's not a super high DC, it's a big target. Oof. With the 16, you're lucky. You gotta love that danger sense, really. The 9 would have been bad. You would have been definitely hit by some shit that would have probably hurt a lot. What's up, Magus? Welcome in. And Morty, hello. Goddamn. So we're fighting a Hydra right now. Morty. Shit is going down. Okay. You all managed to roll out of the way as bits of flaming debris from the bridge explosion just rains down on the arena. You watch as chaos ensues. People begin crawling and climbing over each other to escape. But all you can notice in front of you is the heads of the Hydra all turning angrily towards you. And it is going to, having 5 heads, make 5 attacks. 3 against Mantuka, who cut off its last head, and 2 against Stanislav.
Right before it does, can I just take a quick peek to see if anything landed on the important people?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a free perception check. Absolutely doable. So the round of attacks is going to go... Okay, and then 1 more. All right, so the first 3 are against Mantuka, the last 2 are against Stanislav. So with a 21 perception, you notice as these things are flying into the air, they do look like they're about to hit the dais where all of the nobles are, and then you watch as one of the mages there just raises a hand into the air, and just a force field kind of quickly engulfs it and then fades away as all of the debris begins bouncing off of it and kind of actually tumbling onto the commoners below now, and causing more damage to them, but they do manage to save themselves from it. But it was something they had to react to. So next up, so all 3 are going to hit Mantuka. So that is going to be 16 points of piercing damage.
Oh, shit!
Half to 8. 25 points of piercing damage, half to 13. And then I'll roll the last one. The 20. Yeah, no, that's rough. The 20 is going to go to Stan. You get 18, so 9 more points. As the 3 bites, all 3 heads just begin unleashing against you. One clamps down on your shoulder, the other clamps down on your arm, the other one just biting down into the meat of your thigh. and I'll
the
just
worst shield ever.
trying to tear pieces off. And as you're saying, Stanny, you're the worst shield ever, you watch as 2 more heads just bowl into him, biting through his breastplate, kind of severing some of the leather straps. So Stanny, you take 20 points piercing damage from the first bite, and you're going to take 17 points piercing damage from the second bite. So it's 37 points altogether.
You didn't roll to hit on the second one.
Yes, I did. I rolled 2. I rolled 3 for Mantuka and then 2 for you. So it's 20, 29, 21, 13, 22. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you did.
Yep.
Sorry.
So the 20 damage goes to you as the 17. So it's 37
20 and
all
17, cool.
together. Let's go back here. So that is going to be its turn, but it did lose another head. So same thing. You watch as the head that Mantuka severed, the stalk of that neck just begins to quiver uncomfortably as 2 objects begin kind of swirling around it and burst out another 2 Hydra heads, bringing the total to 7. You guys are very quickly starting to realize that this is growing beyond your capability to handle it, and you might need to readjust your strategy. Try to figure out what is allowing this thing to regenerate and what might be able to stop it. It heals another 20 points as it does so. Still looking like it's taking some damage, but it is kind of self-healing through a good chunk of it. So you guys haven't really done as much to it as you would have hoped. Mantuka, you're up. You see that every time you chop ahead now, another 2 are spawning out of it almost as quickly, and you're smart enough to recognize that that is maybe a losing strategy. You do see Stanny kind of taking extra risks to try and attack the body, and notice that none of the heads were killed in that process. Do with that information what you will.
So, using that, I'm going to attack recklessly, called shot for the central bodily area.
Straight roll,
so
then,
it'll
go
be
ahead.
A flat roll.
Yep.
Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. There we go.
22 is going to hit. You just kind of step forward again, stab into it. You all take 9 points of acid damage as the blood just spurts back out onto all of you. Yeah, you gather the acid blood is a lot more difficult to mitigate. Yeah, damn. Go ahead and roll your next attack. Go on.
How far is the blood splurting out?
As far as you can tell, just within 5 feet.
Okay,
it just
so
looks like that 5 foot surrounding area. Yeah, you could move out of the reach of the blood effectively.
I would never run into blood that would hurt me. Just so we know, like, I would never do that.
That's why when I asked, I'm like, are you moving from that spot? And you stood there and took the acid for 2 turns. I was like, okay.
Cool. Okay, well, we're just going to make it canon that I'm never going to sit in acid.
No, I mean, that is up to you where you move. He moved into your space, and you kept attacking him without moving back that 5 feet. That was your choice.
Cool. I'm going to attack him, and so right now, I'm 10 feet away, so I should... Do I get that?
If you want to move your 10 feet,
back?
go ahead. Yeah. No, because you attacked it. If you want to actively now move out of the space, now that you're realizing the blood has been spattering on you this whole time, that's okay, and that is allowed. But you have taken the damage up to this point because he moved into your space and you kept attacking. I'm not going to assume that you're going to move. You have to tell me that you're going to move. That's...
No, 100%. Cool. I'm going to move out of the way and make another attack.
Okay, you notice it does not get an attack of opportunity as you kind of back up that space a little bit.
Can I move with him so that I don't get the blood as well?
Yeah, go ahead, if you want.
That's another 14 points of slashing. And that's my turn unless Stanny wants to move anywhere. And if he wants to move somewhere, I'll move with him freely.
He moved 5 feet away, so he's all good. Next up, Stanny, you're up. What do you want to do?
Alrighty, I'm just going to step back in 5 feet so that I can reach, but we're still nice and attached. And yeah, I'm going for the body.
Okay, go ahead. So disadvantage on the call shots, yeah.
I'm going to use... Can I use my last advantage to cancel one of those disadvantages?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Very, very much doable.
One. And then
21 hits. And then 24 hits. Yeah, so both are gonna hit and do your full damage without affecting the heads. Go ahead. Roll the damage. Ryan, you're on deck.
So 15,
Jesus.
7 and 9 is 16.
16. Okay. You step forward again, kind of protecting yourself above from the heads, just smacking into the body as much as you can with your warhammer, doing a sizable amount of damage and seemingly not affecting the heads at all. Anything else you want to do?
Just take 5 feet back.
Okay. No problems there at all. Gregory, you're up.
Okay. Gregory's gonna go ahead and burst out of the ground, and you said he's
We're bursting.
adjacent to that house, right? So where I am on the map is kind of good. Top right corner.
I zoom all the way out. Yeah, you'd probably be out somewhere around there, actually.
Beautiful.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do?
Alrighty. Well, and I'm sorry to say, I can't. Did you say that I had gotten the 2 items?
Yes, yeah, you've got them and could have attuned to them in the
Beautiful.
time that you were preparing for this. We just kind of glazed over that because there was a million things going on, and I forgot to cover it. So you receive the items, you can attune to the one that needs attunement, and you're all good.
Oh, that is so gracious. I figured out. Well, I just need to use that wonderful, wonderful stick. Gregory's gonna burst out, takes off his little helmet. Safety first.
His little mining
And-
helmet, which is definitely a thing. Yep.
He goes into the box and he pulls out. It looks like a beaten old beach, a piece of driftwood, until it gets down to the broom part, and it's just something like this. It's just a beautiful, like, rainbow-colored feathers that are fanned way out. That doesn't look like it would be a good broom, but it's a broom shape.
It's more of a feather duster, really.
Yeah. And he holds it out and sort of, all right, Dad. This is oh, God almighty. First the Faddle's name. And he jumps on the broom and I want to hope that that Papa Zafaddle maybe wrote a note or something with the trigger word.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, thank God.
Of course. Got all the deeds.
And he just speaks, he screams it out into the world. Just, cuckoo, could you?
Cuckoo, ka-choo. And you take off into the air on your broom of flying, your new cloak billowing in the wind behind you, kind of creating this like blur-like effect. What's the movement speed on that thing? How far are you going?
It's 50 feet. Yeah, Gregory's still in his gray sweatpant combo, but he's got this like purple-red cloak
Love
that you see that it's tied together with almost looks like tentacles. It's quite nasty, but he's flying forward and he flips open the box and a little Sprite logo, kind of looks like the little
Oh, 7-0.
little guy. Yeah,
Okay,
and
love
he's has a little paintbrush and he's also slaps Gregory, and I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. And you just take off and are invisible as you take into the sky. As you get high enough up, you do see what is currently occurring in the arena. This massive, now 7-headed creature of coiling serpentine necks just weaving around each other, attacking your 2 companions who are attached at the neck by a chain. Yeah. Is that your whole turn?
That's gonna be invisibility is my. Yeah, that's an action. So I'm gonna just I'm heading straight for them. That way I'm invisible. I don't have to worry about shit. I'm just I'll figure out 50 feet, and I can only go 50 because I use my action for invisibility.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. So you
So
see
I'm just
everything
heading
going on.
right there.
You see the debris falling on all the crowd, people being crushed under rock, stone, flaming debris, people running for the exits. Now that you're seeing what's going on outside, you watch as both your forces and the Imperium forces begin fighting each other. So I'm just gonna put all these guys on the map here, and you're gonna go token layer, and then we're gonna go over here. We're gonna put these guys on the map, and we're gonna go token layer, and boop, now we have guys over there and guys over there, and we have a battle on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So you go ahead and drag you wherever you would be with your 50 feet of movement. I'll trust you to handle that. We're gonna zoom back in on the fight now, as the Hydra is now just standing with the 2 of you. It is going to it has 7 attacks to use, so it is going to, this is where things get very, very scary. The head regeneration could definitely bite you.
I'm coming, boys. I'm coming.
So, fucking. Okay, I'm gonna roll a d4. If it's even, the extra attack's going to Mantuka. If it's odd, it's going to Stanislav, because best way to do it. Stanny, you're getting it. So these 4 are for Stanislav. Okay, very lucky. Only 2 hits. Let's go. So you take 20 points piercing damage and 19 points piercing damage as 4 heads all unleash at you at the same time. 2 of them work their way past your shield. The other 2 are stopped, but bite firmly into your feet. One kind of just rank you off your legs. The other biting in your shoulder. You are managing to withstand. Now another.
I'm in a significant amount of pain.
Yeah, I would imagine. Mantuka 15 and 24.
15 is my AC, so they both hit.
Okay, so they both hit, and then one more. 27. Okay, so and I gotta roll damage one more time. You take 16 points piercing, reduced to 8, and then 10. 20 reduced to 10, so 18 total, and then 15 reduced to 8 because we round up. Damn. So 26 points of 26 points of piercing damage as the rest of the heads just all unleash a flurry of attacks against you. Gregory, you're watching as your 2 allies are just trying to stand their ground, but very quickly being overcome by this creature. It is going to use its movement speed to try to move. Mantuka, I do believe you have the 10-foot reach, so you would be able to get an attack of opportunity, and I believe you have Sentinel. So go ahead and make that before I actually move the mini, just for ease. If you want.
So
it's optional.
I'm gonna reckless, so it'll be straight up.
Are you calling it on the ass as well?
I'm calling it for the body.
Probably a good call. 16's just not going to do it, unfortunately. It tries to move, and as you just step and try to bonk into it, your halberd just glances off a particularly hard piece of iron kind of in its back, and it is going to move its full 40 feet away from you. Back over this way, and kind of just center all its heads towards you and create a bit of a united front against you guys. That will be its turn. Mantuka, you're up. What do you want to do?
Sturdy, what do you want to do for movement? Are you happy where you are? I'm going to go up 10 feet away. I'm going to do a called shot. I'm going to aim for its body unless you want to do something else.
Oh, that sounds good.
You see Stanny is looking particularly rough. I want both of you real quick to roll me... fucking God. Mantuka, roll me a free nature or survival, your choice. Which one is better? Stanny, roll me just a straight up... I want you to try and remember something, so I'm going to say wisdom. Roll me just a straight wisdom check. It may not be your best, but... Okay, that one. You have no idea what the deal is, but... Mantuka, you start to clue into things. You fought a lot of creatures in your time on the island with the Iron Hoof. Some that had very similar properties of acidic blood and regeneration, mostly trolls, but you do remember with that 25, that the easiest way to deal with a creature regenerating, at least in your experience, has been fire. And you kind of look around and you see the 6 braziers that have been placed here. And you guys start to maybe clue in onto what the strategy might be going forward. Do with that what you will. Mantuka, you're up. You rolled very high on that survival check, so there you go. Dan, you have no fucking idea what's going on. You barely know where you are.
So, like I don't have any ability to cast fire. So I know braziers are good, so I'm going to pick up a brazier and go burn it?
Just do with the information what you will. Use your creativity and think about it. Figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see how you fucking figure that one out. You don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go fucking attack him.
Okay.
Called shot.
You figured that out. I rolled the nat one.
Called shot going for the belly, so it's going to be a flat.
What's your movement? 40 feet?
Oh, shit. So I got 40. Stanley, what's your movements?
10.
You have 42?
There. Yeah, so you can both move the same distance. You're good.
All right.
Nat 1.
First one, not good.
Okay, so you lunge forward, and it's like Stanny didn't quite keep up with you enough, and as you kind of lunge, you kind of pulled back on the neck, and the next attack against you is going to have advantage as you are now off balance because of that Nat 1 on the attack.
I'm going to use my inspiration now to nullify that.
Go ahead. Now is a very good time to use that.
So that's a hand axe. Fuck you.
You do get a free
same
roll.
thing. 16?
Okay, 16 will not hit, unfortunately, but you do not suffer the Nat 1. So, silver linings on that one. Sorry.
And that's me.
Okay. Next up, Stanny. Is that all your attack? It is all your attacks. Yes. Wait, no, you have... You get multi-attack, don't you, Peter?
No, because they're flat rolls. Because I'm called shot.
Oh,
So
I thought
had
you.
my 2 attacks. I
thought you used your inspo to reroll and got the 16, so you'd still.
No, that's there's going to be a disadvantage, so that brought
Oh,
it flat.
Gotcha. No worries at all. Okay, next up, Stanny, you're up.
Gonna continue what I've been doing. I don't know any better.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead and make your melee attacks at disadvantage if you're calling it. Not gonna do it, unfortunately. You step forward and just boom! Your hammer just glances off of iron that is just in this creature's scales. Same with the second attack. You're just not able to find that soft spot anymore. It's defending itself very vigorously at this point, and it's not looking great. Gregory, you're up. You see your allies pushing. Roll me an intelligence, or actually, I'll say nature or survival, because that is also your jam. Go ahead.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Okay. You figure out very quickly what this creature is. You've read about them. You never fought one, but you're quite familiar. You know this particular creature is unable to regenerate when it has suffered any kind of fire. Do with that information what you will. Go ahead, and what's your turn?
All right, Gregory's gonna go ahead and rock it. Just he leans forward, fighting against the wind, and he's gonna action dash on his new broom, flying broom, 100 feet forward.
Okay.
And
Where do you end up?
right here,
Okay.
50 feet in the air, right there. So you just gotta remember. Bop, bop, bop. Ah!
What the hell? There we go.
Oh, it's just so tiny. Go up, and I think that's still me. I'm still invisible. Are the walls about? Sorry, are the walls about 50 feet high?
I'd say you took off enough. You're probably about 70 feet now, and you're just at like the cusp of the walls. They're about 56.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So you're just kind of
higher.
level with them. You don't really need to go all them. Did you put 50 feet on your? I love that. Thank you. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
That's so fucking handy.
I will change that to dope. Go. Awesome. Yeah, I'm leaning forward and I've got one hand on the box, one hand on the broom, and Gregory's just, you know that scene in 101 Dalmatians with Cruella de Vil driving through the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you on
what
the broom.
Gregory's just, hair's going, the eyes are all spirals,
Just wild eyes. I love it. Okay, so you're just hauling ass in there as fast as you can. So you get there next turn, most likely. That's it for you? Okay. Next up is the thing with 7 heads. Yeah. Same deal. Odds is Stanny, evens is Mantuka. Odds it is. So Stanny, 4 going to you.
Can I try to taunt it?
How do you do so? Absolutely, you can try. That would probably be an action on your turn to do so, though, unless you want to use a reaction to try to like, look at me.
Can I use a reaction to kind of like, because in essence I want to get, Stanley got 1 extra one last time, so I want to kind of take the 1 extra this time. So I want to taunt like one of them.
I'll say roll me an intimidation check using your strength as a modifier. If you haven't already permanently altered that on your sheet, feel free to do so. You will never be using charisma to intimidate people, so just feel free to add. Yeah, go ahead. As you just kind of physically impose yourself between Stanny and it and kind of try to get its attention is nat 20, easily done. So, you're going to get the 4. He's going to get the 3, which means that nat 20 is going to you. Just so you're aware, because you just interposed yourself between those attacks.
Sing my praises!
Stanny, this man loves you. This Minotaur love you. Okay, so 12 is not going to hit you.
We're both going down.
27 hits you for 21 points of piercing damage. The second one hits you for 18 points of piercing damage, and then I will roll the crit myself separately. Because, yeah. It's 2d10 plus 6, so 26 is the base. We'll say 20 is the base plus whatever we roll. 17. So 37 points of piercing damage on that crit, reduced to half, which is 19. Right? My math right on that? Okay, so just a flurry of attacks is unleashed against you, the last of which clamps half its jaw down over your entire body. You feel fangs sinking into internal organs. You cannot take another shot like that, and the pops out and there's little bits of blood begin trickling down, mixing with the red war paint you have painted on yourself, turning you almost just a shade of crimson.
Why is my bleeding?
3 are going to Stanny.
Oh yeah, no, I'm down.
Okay.
So I mean,
it was,
it's probably gonna still take the attacks after I'm down, right?
yeah, I rolled an 8 and a 10, so that is going to be 18 plus 6. Oh Jesus! So 24 plus another 20, so that's 44 points on the critical.
I'm down.
Okay, and then the next 2 attacks, 22 points piercing damage. You fail 2 death saves, and on the last attack, which also hits, you fail your final death save. Stanny, as you lay there in the sands of the arena, this creature unleashes a flurry of attacks against you. You're unable to withstand the brunt of it. Oh wait, the 28 was not against you. Oh wait. Oh yeah, it was because you're at advantage. It was because you fell down. It was at no, definitely.
That was so cruel, DM. So cruel.
It's not my fault, guys. Technically, the last one wouldn't hit. The 30 would have been a critty, then the 21 and the 23. So the last one doesn't actually count. I just rolled it. So you're down 1 death save, 2 death saves. You're out. That's all 3.
I have 1 more death save.
No, because when you get hit with a melee attack on a death save, it is an automatic critical, which is 2 death saves failed. So as you lay there, this creature has just eviscerated you. The last breath of life in your body. You look down and see a fanged mouth coming straight towards you. You have a moment to do with what you will. Any words you want to say to Mantuka, anything you want to do in your last moments on this earth.
It all happened so fast. I think the only thing I can really do is say just a silent word of thanks to Torm for taking me in. That's kind of about it.
Mantuka.
See you soon.
Mantuka, you watch. Yeah.
Coming down.
While you're spitting out blood, the wounds in your chest, all over you, you look as Stanislav falls under a flurry of attacks. His body lifeless as the last attack sinks the teeth in, just tears a chunk out of his torso, revealing like a rib cage and everything that was underneath, some broken ribs, and Stanislav lays in the sand, dead. Mantuka, you're up. What do you want to do?
There's only one thing Mantuka can do right now. Cleave my old party member's hand off and continue fighting for Mogus!
The collar's around his neck. It's gonna have to be his head, but sure.
I told him I was gonna do it!
You are still attached. There's just about 200 pounds of dead weight muscle attached to you by your neck. You have 10 feet. You have 10 feet of movement you can use, and you can drag his body. You're strong enough to. It's up to you.
I just don't want to. Then he's a burden, and I might as well just cut his head off.
Yeah, no, I will say while he is dead weight attached to your neck, your movement speed is going to be half. I'm sorry. It's the fairest way I could rule all this.
Aren't there drag rules for how much he?
Hey, dead people can't talk.
Dude, you're 200 pounds of dead weight strapped to his throat.
Oh right, the throat thing.
Yeah, like that's not easy to do. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. It's up to you, Mantuka.
So
what are you doing?
Oh, fuck, man. I'm so far from everything, and I get legit dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, this is just the best day of my life. Fuck. Can't do it. He's gonna get an opportunity attack. I would. I can't do that because Stanley. Oh, Stan. If I was to cut off his head, okay, like just the boys, like would that be an action? Would that be one of my attacks?
Yes, it would be an attack action to remove Stanislav's head in the middle of combat.
Okay, so if I cut his head off, would you still give me a throwing action?
Yes. Yeah. No, you still get all your attacks. You just use one of your multi-attacks to sever the head of your ally.
I'm gonna look quickly at Stan and just kind of try to recite something stupid he said to his god, and then I'm gonna, cleave his head off, and then I'm gonna run to the brazier.
Roll me an attack roll with advantage. If you hit, it's an auto crit. This is just to see if you can sever Stanislav's muscle ass neck, dude.
I did consent to this.
I'd just like to
Yeah,
let
no,
you know,
he
I'm
literally told you he
I'm
would do this to you. I would not be allowing it if you had not consented to it.
I hope I crit.
You don't need to. It's an auto crit. He's dead. You're chopping a corpse.
It would have been cooler.
You take the halberd and just thunk right down into the sand. Stanislav's head separates, and the collar is just loosely held on at that point, and you have your full range of movement. But there is a 10-foot chain attached behind you. Keep that in mind.
35 feet of movement as I run into the brazier.
Okay, you run at the brazier. What are you doing?
I'm gonna fucking pick it up and try to throw it at this fucking snake that doesn't like fire.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna strength ranged attack, because you're throwing a brazier full of fucking burning oil, so it's just pure.
With advantage from my god.
Yes, with advantage from your god, because there you go, because you prayed beforehand.
Iron Heart, Iron Hooves. That's how I could cut my friend's head off, because I have an Iron Heart.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. It's gonna be just strength. You're not proficient in throwing braziers, so it's just a straight up strength roll to see if it's
Joke's on you. You don't know what I used to do. Okay, so I'll do this with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Go for it. Not gonna. Damn. So you pick it up, and as you do, you realize this is a metal brazier, and it's burning, and it's hot as shit. And you grab it, and you try to throw it. You don't take any burning damage because it's just a quick thing, but you feel your hands beginning to singe a little bit, and you realize just quickly as you lose your grip,
it's all for
and
nothing.
just maybe not quite enough, but your head is in the right space. Stanislav.
Did he spill that all over my dead body?
No, unfortunately not. Stanislav. The last thing you remember is a giant is a giant fanged mouth coming towards your body and piercing your torso, tearing an entire chunk off as you do so. You fell to the ground, your shield on one arm, your hammer grasped firmly in the other. And while you don't see it, Mantuka goes ahead and severs your head from your body. At which point, as he runs over and throws the brazier, Mantuka, you watch as Stanislav's corpse, starting from the hand that holds the hammer, begins to glow. And glow. And glow. And as it does, a beam of light just erupts down from the sky, casting the entire arena in a golden glow. And you watch as the warhammer that Stanislav has been holding this whole time bursts into radiant flame, awakened by his sacrifice initially to give himself up for this whole thing. Stanislav, your eyes pop open, your head once again attached to your body. You stand, your warhammer now firmly in your grip, and you look up as this beam of golden light descends from the heavens and then just returns there. You look at the hammer that has now awakened in your hands. Your last sacrifice, giving yourself up for those people.
I can breathe. I can fight.
What do you want to do for your turn?
So yeah, like I lost a lot of blood. Like just like we're good.
Yeah, you have access to all of your magic.
Cut my head off. I don't have a necklace on anymore.
No, that's what did it. As soon as the neck. So to fill you in, you awakened that hammer when you gave yourself up, when you were put into that cell. But due to the anti-magic, it didn't take effect. And the collar prevented it until now. So as soon as that collar was off, your magic returned to you, albeit your corpse, and your god, being you as a worthy sacrifice, decided to bless you back with life.
Incredible,
How much health do I have?
Say, roll me 3d10.
Okay.
14. You have 14 health. It's not great. Your neck is sore. There's definitely going to be a scar, a little scar there.
Okay.
But yeah, you stand now in the sands. The collar around your neck gone. All of your magic returned to you. You feel your god smiling down at you, watching you down from the heavens. What are you doing?
Shake it out a little bit, and all right, guy.
You can now use the awakened stuff on your Fist of Justice or whatever. Torm's Justice, that's what it's called.
All right. I'm gonna give it a little spin here, and
Mantuka, you watch as Stanny just spins this hammer in his hand for a moment.
Good, you kill something. Fuck. Blood's
I'm gonna think about coming in with a bang, and then I'm gonna realize that I'm still like missing half of my torso.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
And-
definite chunk missing.
Yeah, and I am going to. Am I still right in front of the Hydra?
Oh yeah. You like appear in this beam of light. You find yourself on your feet, and as the light fades, you are greeted by 7 Hydra heads, all just staring down at you at this point.
Gotcha.
What you doing?
I'm gonna think about healing myself, and then I'm gonna rethink. And I'm just gonna reach out, and I'm gonna cast Banishment on the Hydra.
TC 17 charisma save. It has a -2. Okay. You step out, you touch you just cast your spell. You see the Hydra almost confused for a moment, and then you all watch as it's blipped out of existence.
Yeah, it is.
For now.
Very good, and we're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You
gonna
guys, I
cast-
believe that lasts for a minute, correct?
Uh,
Banishment? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
It's a
1
minute or 10. Yeah.
Yeah, a minute, and if you.
And it's 1 minute,
gotta
and if you
them-
keep the creature there the whole time, and that's its home plane, it stays there. You don't know if that's how it's gonna work in this particular
TikTok.
case, but you got a minute to do with what you will. What are you guys doing in the minute? You hear the sounds of battle now happening outside. Gregory, you from your kind of high point are watching everything unfold. On the western front, you're watching as Ilsevere kind of at the forefront, just smacking people over the head of this fucking grizzly bear that is standing in front of them. There are 4 minotaurs on either side of that unit, and they're just pushing across the bridge as they do so against a slew of Imperium soldiers who are just going down under their repeated weapon blows. You see the body of a commander flayed out on the ground, already having been defeated by your archers, and it looks like the Imperium soldiers here are very quickly being overwhelmed by your forces while everything that is going in with the arena is happening. Everyone pauses for a moment as that light just splits the entire heavens and comes down. There's almost a break in the fighting, and then it just continues just as hard as it was before on both sides of the bridge. Though you notice your eastern forces have punched through and are now actively defending that side of the island from any reinforcements that might come from the east. So they're now actively holding that side, while as the west side's still fighting for control over theirs. Stanny, you banish the creature. You guys have a minute. We're in loose initiative order. I can tell you the creature is native to this plane. It will be coming back after a minute. So, you have a minute. What do you want to do in that minute? Gregory, that'll give you enough time to get down to the midland too. So we're out of initiative just for the sake of this, and then we'll pick it back up with Gregory's turn after a minute.
Okay.
Wonderful. I absolutely do that. I rocket forward with Cruella de Vil speed, and I land right down, not breaking invisibility. I'd like to just land as gracefully as Gregory is known to do, right next to Stan, and I'm just gonna whisper as I'm touching down, just,
I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you. I'm really confused about what just happened. Are you okay?
I'm fine. We have a battle to fight. Let's.
Yeah, you watch as Gregory. I guess you're
Very-
invisible. Still.
I am lying in a pool of my own bull blood.
Yeah, fucking.
Putting
No, I'm
organs
gonna-
back in my body.
I'm gonna dump all 65 points of lay on hand to myself. Then I'm gonna rush over to Mantuka and twice cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level
Okay.
I will accept it all.
Okay. Sounds good.
on him. You take 27 points of healing.
Love that.
now.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do it a 3rd time.
Hell yeah.
That's
Okay,
gonna be
good.
3 of my turns
Okay.
to do that.
Yep. Yeah, it's just all happening within the minute. I'll say that's everything
Another
you
8.
managed to. Jesus Christ.
Get healed.
Okay. Gregory, what about
I'm
you?
still invisible.
You are.
Do
You see.
looking around.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, looking around. Is there a skybox of gladiator style nobles? Do I see someone doing this?
Oh yeah, that's this
Yeah.
the northern box right here. That is where they all watch. That is where you saw the debris
Fabulous.
fall and them just conjure a shield. And you do see that the roof is actively on fire. And while 2 of the individuals that were there before, Stanny, you noticed this as well. The 2 kind of equally standing, if not higher standing wizards have vanished. They are no longer there. But you see the leader of the town cowering, surrounded by his guards now, as his own servants have begun rising up, and they're basically defending either side of the staircase coming into this space, while his own people are now trying to get at him. So it seems like, as far as you guys can tell, you have officially started an entire revolt, and the entire city is now revolting. In fact, Gregory, in your height, you can see smoke rising from the market district, and you see forces fighting within the streets over there as well, and it seems like Lynax has done his job and taken the southern district as well. The gates are closed and the town is sealed. Everything now is just what's within.
Wonderful. When I touch down and I say that to Stan, I see the thing on his neck, and I go, oh, shit.
Stan doesn't have a thing on his neck anymore.
Yeah, gone.
You do, however, see a brand new scar that probably will never go away. It goes all the way around. Mantuka still has the collar on.
Oh, I thought Stan said that.
No, when Stanny got his head cut off, the collar came off too, fortunately for him. It's not how I envisioned it happening, but that was pretty fucking epic, so I'll take it. What you doing?
Okay.
The
So
thing is going to come back in less than a minute, and I have no idea how to actually...
Yeah, you got your time is starting to run low now. Like, you got all
Yeah,
going to
don't-
have like one action. Time to decide. Mantuka, do you have anything you want to do? You got some heals from
Anyone
Stan.
take this off me and then give me
Yes!
my weapon.
I
Okay,
can
do that.
get that off you.
Engage.
Gotcha. Gregory goes straight over to him and just sweeps the broom in front of him, becomes invisible, pulls open the box, and a tiny little champagne flute just pops out, starts to fill with fizzy water, and from that, a little green goblin just pops out, slaps him with some rosary beads, and casts polymorph on him. Now, it does would you allow me to decide what gets melded into them? The target's gear melds into the new form. Would you let me go around that?
It's very much attached, and while it's on, his body cannot be affected by magic.
Fuck.
Mhm.
Okay, so I tried that. Wonderful.
Times like
Anything
this, having
short of-
having a rogue in the party really does come in handy.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm not a magic guy, but you got like a dispel magic or anything, like something like super
Mhm.
useful to.
No.
No, didn't bring dispel
Just one of my
magic.
magic weapons
I
that
can,
I'm
love
I can
that.
do that. I will cast Dispel Magic on his necklace.
Okay, that's the last
Stan
thing
saves
you're
the
able to
day.
do. As you cast it, the necklace, the enchantment is faded. It's just a basic, simple leather collar, and the lock just pops open on it. No longer enchanted.
fabulous.
Gregory, give me my stuff.
You get all your stuff. You can all re-equip all your gear. Add your fucking scorching tiara back to it. And you watch as the portal and the small rip in the dimension through which this Hydra left begins to shake and tear once more as it begins to reappear in your arrow. What's up, Stan? You said wait.
We don't have our gear back, do we?
You have your mace. Your armor is still
Yeah.
the same. Mantuka specifically gave all his shit to Gregory. So Mantuka has his stuff back, yes.
Oh, right, he gave it to Gregory. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yo-
Pull it all out of the box.
Yep, just begin unfolding it. Your
20 seconds.
Your magic armor is probably lost to you at the moment. You do have your breastplate, however, and now
I know
you're
who knows
awakened.
where it is,
And now
so.
you're awakened Warhammer. So do with that what you will. We're gonna kick the initiative order back in as you see this tear in the dimensions rip open. You see one of the Hydra heads break out, and then another, and then it just steps back into this plane of existence. And we're restarting the initiative order with Gregory at 4. Gregory, what are you doing? You see the creature just reappear in front of you.
Okay, wonderful. The box is still open, and that little champagne flute is still open, and this saucy little bitch in a flute is just hanging out there. I have that picture somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and walk back up to Mantuka, and I'm gonna place a hand on his small of his fuzzy back, and I'm gonna say, Mantuka, do you trust me?
Sure.
Sure. That's
I've
all
got
I
enough
need
to
to
help the
hear.
party.
That's all I needed to hear. And the little creepy green thing in a wig slaps him with a rosary, and I'm gonna cast polymorph on Mantuka and turn him into a giant ape.
Hey, Mantuka, go ahead and grab that sheet. For a giant ape. You have all the
Giant
HP of a giant ape. You are now a giant ape. Gregory, any movement or anything you'd like to do on your turn? You are now visible and no longer flying.
Mantuku Kuka.
Mantuka Kuka.
I would like to probably hover on my broom 5, 10, 50 feet backwards.
Okay.
25 feet backwards.
Hover
Half
up
of it.
and up and back and away from the fighting. Okay, cool. Easily
Yeah, I'm kind of holding on to the broom with one hand and sort of like leaning against it like a monk would, but not really that gracefully. Just
done. Fair enough. Okay, that'll be your turn. Next up is gonna be the Hydra. He really only has 2 targets, one of which is a giant ape. So Mantuka, we're gonna make you big. You're big Tuka now, but that means he can get in range of both of you from here. He is going to take 7 attacks. Let's do the D4 thing again. Even, so they're all going to Mantuka or Ape Tuka.
My AC's 12, so just hammer away.
Only 3
one
hits.
missed.
Only 3 hits. So you take
Ape
you.
Tuka!
Are you still I feel.
No, after a minute would have gone by.
Yeah,
so
your
rage would
have
like,
lost.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna.
Okay, so you're not raging. Good. I was thinking, I'm like, ape rage? That would be cool. But
It
no.
would be, but I can't.
Unfortunate. Okay, so you take 16 points piercing, 17 points piercing, and then 19 points piercing. Oof, as these 4
So
heads just
16, 17, and 19?
16, 17, 19, yep.
Okay.
As
Going
3
pen
of
and
the
paper
4
here.
heads that attack you just yeah, that's kind of what we have to do. Just begin ripping chunks out of your ape-like body, kind of tearing fur off and little chunks of meat. The next 3 are gonna go to the fucking Stanny, and we're just not counting the last one. Only 1 hits. So you take 20 points of piercing damage from that one. You kind of ready yourself now. You're awakened Torm's Justice in your hand, filling you with holy radiant energy. You see the attacks coming. You manage to knock off 2 of them, but the 3rd one manages to just barely get through and kind of clamp down into the side of your ribs. That it's going to use its movement to circle around to here. Ape would get attack of opportunity. Ape Tuka.
Oh, ape attack! Oh, fuck.
Ape
okay,
Tuka. Ape attack.
Ape gets.
Ape attack of opportunity.
What does he get?
He can throw. I know he can
okay,
throw a
it's a
rock
plus-
and he can smack a
It's
bitch.
a +9. He's gonna smack him. It's a +9 to hit. Let's see if he
Okay.
hits.
Yeah, oh yeah. Likely. Nope. Damn.
No.
Damn. So as
I'm
it's moving
getting
away,
used to my limbs in
Yeah,
Ape
you're
Tuka form.
not used to it entirely
Growing
yet.
pains.
That'll be. Yeah, that'll be its whole.
It's Monk
movement.
Tuka.
You guys haven't taken any more heads down, so its HP. It's looking pretty rough. Like it's already taken a pretty sizable amount of damage. Mantuka, Ape Tuka, you're up. As the Hydra just moves back around, you feel the playing field start to level out here. Doesn't seem like the creature has regenerated since you haven't been taking off any of its head.
Okay, Ape Tuka wants to reach down and pick up the brazier that he just like kind of like fell at his feet.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna fucking try like turn it upside down and like smash it down on the center of mass. Hopefully
Okay.
a head. Who knows?
So I will just say make whatever your normal attack is, your slam attack, and we're just gonna add a little fire to it because you're using the burning
Okay.
brazier right now. That still has some flaming oil.
So
in it.
first attack's 26 to hit.
That'll hit. I'm gonna
How much
add
damage does he do?
yeah
3d10 plus 6.
3d10 plus 6. Okay, I'm also gonna roll a
Holy
d6.
shit.
So you do 4
And he
points
gets
of fire.
monkey.
You do 4
multi-attack,
points of
I
fire
think.
damage on
He
it.
does.
Okay.
As you just walk over and just basically smack it with the brazier full of fire. The next attack will not do fire damage, but it is now actively burning. There's hot oil on it, and you gather that will probably stick around for a little while.
Can you use the brazier as a rock
16
throw?
points
Yes, that's basically what I'm counting it
fucking
as.
anger.
Okay. The fire
For the
as
first attack.
as you step forward and just basically smack it upside the head with this brazier, the flames and oil just gouting all over it. It recoils and screeches horrendously as it does so. The iron on its back beginning to heat up, and kind of the wounds now actively looking much worse than they were before. Creature no longer able to regenerate itself. And I will say, because you threw oil on it, it is actively on fire. It is not just like, oh, it took fire damage. It is burning every turn until it puts it out.
Napalmed.
Yeah, it has to like basically roll it out in the sand and hope for the best. But that'll be like
On
several.
my second attack, I'm gonna punch a non-flaming area.
Go ahead. Yeah, you won't take fire damage for hitting it back. Don't worry. 16's not going to
16
do
does
it,
not.
unfortunately. You just swing into it, and one of the heads kind of catches down. You catch it on the jaw, and the kind of the scales that have grown there just rock against your knuckles as you do so. Is that it for your attacks?
I beat my chest in rage and wait.
Okay. Sounds good. Next in the order, Stanny. The creature's not looking particularly great. What are you doing?
Gregory, I can flank it with Gregory, right? If I move over
Yep.
here.
Yeah, mainly the chain was put on you guys to stop you from flanking my boss right away. That's the only reason. I didn't figure it'd affect you much more beyond that. It's just a little controlly. Go ahead. Yeah, so flanking, I'll say you're on
I'd
opposing
technically
sides.
be right there, would be.
How high up is Gregory? You just flew back 50 feet, so you're still on ground level, right? Like, you didn't actually go
Yeah,
up.
I was just hovering. I was just using that for the 50 feet movement.
Flanking rules do apply. Go ahead and make your rolls.
Very good. Yeah, I'm going to town on this guy, and I am hitting him in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's now burning.
I love the way you said that.
I am not calling shit.
And I am hitting him in the face. I
In
love
the face.
that.
Nat 20. Oh.
I'm using a 3rd level smite, and I am activating all of the Torm's Justice stuff.
Oh no.
Bitch.
Oh no. So yeah, what's the total flat and then all the rolls? Because this is a lot.
So,
Oh no.
flat, all of the dice is going to be plus.
So you just have to kill a bitch, it gets better.
60 flat.
Plus whatever you
Plus.
roll. So 60 plus whatever you roll.
Plus this and this.
Did your voice just change?
And it turned into a cat.
The whole mic just got adjusted. That was weird. Okay, so 60 plus 14, so 74. Okay,
Stuart managed to
this might do it.
uncork everything.
This might
Can
do
I
it.
roll it just to see how much I do?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be close. Like you're cusping.
And so then 14 and 7, so another 21 plus
So 64 plus 21, 85.
plus 12 plus
That's gonna do
plus
you could stop rolling. You could stop now. You've done it.
17.
Stop it! He's already dead!
Basically, so well over 90 if my math
40.
is correct.
43 plus it's 103 points.
103
on one hit.
points, which was more than half of its HP by just a fraction. So go ahead and describe what this kill, your first ever kill with an awakened Torm's Justice, is going to look like, as Ape Tuka is just ready to move in for the kill.
So I hope everyone's seen Dragon Ball Z, because basically Stanislav, he doesn't like yell or anything, but he basically like kind of goes into a like compressed state and then just explodes out in a beam, in like a flash of energy, and essentially goes Super Saiyan, and then just basically jumps up and with one fell swoop brings the hammer down, but instead of just the hammerhead, it's the giant fist of Torm coming down to absolutely obliterate this beast into however many pieces of viscera it can.
It just erupts in holy radiant flame, and this creature is smote from very existence, and all that's left is a pile of bones and ash and a little bit of iron left on the scales. You stand victorious here in the arena, Mantuka and Gregory beside you. The battle is not yet over. You see the city leader still up here in this northern dais, his soldiers fighting off the slaves that have revolted, still protecting him. He seems unable to leave at this point. And there's still a battle raging outside. So what do you guys want to do? You still have another attack and what's left of your action. Yeah. I'm gonna drag
Is there a rock on the ground?
There is, yes.
I would like to pick up a rock,
Mhm.
and I'm going to move 40 feet. You said, where's the leader, dude?
Just here in this north tower, basically, under the roof.
I'm going to pick up a rock and just kind of chuck it in my hand a little bit, maybe move like 10, 15 feet closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to yeet it at him.
You can throw a rock at the wizard. Go ahead and roll me, I guess, strength. This is just a straight strength attack.
Sure. Am I proficient in rock?
Gregory, you have advantage from somebody. No. You're
Okay, so
not
just
proficient
strength,
in
right?
just strength throw. Yeah, you're not proficient in rock throwing. 21's gonna do. He is so distracted by everything going on and his slaves actively revolting against him, about to attack him, that as you hurl a rock towards him, it just crack right up off the back of his head, and he just collapses down onto the ground. He's not dead or unconscious, but you knock him flat on his ass, and he stands, and you see him standing holding his head, and he looks back. His blood is just trickling down between his fingers. He sees the giant ape looking up at him. Mantuka, what's up?
I would like to go up and make him mine and put him under my armpit and bring him back with us.
Okay. You gonna go try to capture him? It is Gregory's turn, technically.
Whenever I can, I would like to do. That's what Ape Tuka would like to do.
Got it, Ape Tuka.
So
Gregory,
funny.
what are you doing?
Greg's gonna go ahead and sort of look at both of them. Giant monkey's got it. Stan is now a god. But we knew that. All right, time to check on the others. You guys got this?
He's gonna rocket into the air. So the walls were 70 feet, so 70 feet.
That's
And
60,
then
70,
forward, 30 feet as well. So he's just gonna like move forward about here. Oh, and he's gonna start looking towards the west.
Mhm.
Trying to see how sure up the situation there if things are quite as good as they were in the east.
Your forces at this point have now taken the island and have now basically turned and are holding the bridge against any reinforcements, and even then the reinforcements have begun to dwindle. You see Ilsevere literally standing on the back of Borley in the bear form and just smacking the shit out of people with his staff. There's not even like technique to it at this point. He's basically just waiting for a gap in the shield wall and going, ah! And just fucking whacking people as best as he can.
Croquet
Yeah,
swinging.
like basically very, very unrefined, but super effective combat. Like he's not a graceful monk. He is a badass fighter who knows how to use a good fucking opportunity when it comes. And just bopping people through holes in the shield wall. Someone tries to jump up towards him.
Bear.
Yeah, he's literally like on the back of a bear, just smacking people. Someone tries to like cast a spell at him. He quickly just moves out of the way and smacks it with the staff as he does so. Someone else shoots an arrow from the other side. You see him cast a shield from the staff as well. Mantuka's minotaurs are just grabbing people out of the shield wall, throwing them backwards over to the shoulder to be killed by the minotaurs behind them. They are just actively disassembling the shield wall piece by piece by piece, and it doesn't look like the Imperium was able to mount much of a fight. And it is safe to say, apart from the wizard in the northern tower here, the island and most likely the city is yours. What are you doing about him? Mantuka, you said you wanted to go pick him up and put him under your arm, so let's get to that.
He's mine.
It would have been your action to observe all of that, Gregory, so if there's any bonuses or movement you want to do, go ahead. But
no, I'm just got one hand on the broom and one hand reaching for the mask for my next turn.
Yeah, Stanny smite the Hydra for 103 damage and 1 critical, so yeah, they killed the Hydra. What were you saying, Ryan? You're just gonna hover where you're at?
I'm just go, you see, reach towards the mask as I see my teams are both doing okay, but just in case, I'm reaching for the mask for next turn.
Okay. Ape Tuka, you are faced with this individual. Say you can get to him with your movement easily enough. You can jump up there probably in one move. What do you want to do?
Yes. I would like to cradle the injured man, and then because he's one of the fancy men with the robes, right? So
that is the leader of the city. That is the man you're trying.
My armpit.
Yeah, that's the man you're trying to capture.
I want to bring
right
it back.
Now. Okay, so go up there and roll me a athletics, or just I guess a strength using the ape's strength or athletics if it has an athletic stat.
Okay.
We're abducting the mayor.
And this weak ass fucking wizard who has no strength is gonna roll an 11 -2 because he's an old man and a wizard. He ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna cut it.
17 ape strength.
17 ape strength. Yeah. So you basically, as he's recovering from the rock throw, still dazed by that, you basically leap yourself on there and just grab an ape hand over his face and lift him off the ground. He's like, help me! The guards around who are fighting off the slaves in revolt, or the prisoners in revolt, all turn and see a giant ape just holding their boss up by his head as he's struggling, and they all just look at you and raise their hands at that point.
Bonus action dash back. That wasn't.
Yep.
I don't know if that was.
Yeah,
an
no,
action.
totally will allow it. Totally will allow it.
All right.
Roll me an acrobatics just to jump out of this like 30-foot high viewing platform and land safely below. Just for fun.
Acrobat, yes.
Just for me. Now you watch as all the men upstairs
24.
who realize very quickly that the battle has not gone in their favor surrender while they still have their lives, and you leap out of the tower. You all watch as giant ape Tuca, just holding a man by his head, leaps out of the tower and lands in the sand, kind of pushing his face down as you do, giving him a bit of a face wash in the sands, mixing like the blood and everything that's been up in there, and you currently have him just held face down in the sand, the leader of the city, the Grand Wizard Fel Alar. What you doing?
Smiling as an
combat is officially over. The sounds of combat have
Is
died, and the city is almost deathly quiet at this point.
Is my collar on the ground unlatched, or is it still latched together?
It is still latched, and the enchantment is still active.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I dispelled Mantukas. What do I know about this? Do I know if you re-latch these collars, do they reactivate?
You know there is a spell involved in doing so.
Okay, darn. Shoot. Okay, well for now I'm just gonna grab the mundane one and slap it on his neck.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out later.
Sure. Just slap it on there. He doesn't seem to notice. He's just still held by Ape Tuca and finds him, so you just slap the collar on him. Okay?
Yep.
There you go. And the song stopped. Why'd the song stop? Why? Fuck!
How many people are still in this arena?
People have filed out, mostly, like the viewers, and you notice like a good portion of the viewership were people and their servants. The music's been giving us trouble like all night. I'm kind of over it, to be honest with you. Whatever. The people who were here as part of the nobility have either run or been slaughtered by their own servants who took up the sword as soon as they saw that rebellion was fast acting in the city. So there are still a number of nobles, probably a couple dozen, who have lived and realizing that there is no escape are now surrendering and being held prisoner by the very people that they had in chains only minutes prior.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go walk right into the middle of the arena, and I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to amplify my voice so that the whole arena can hear it. And I'm basically just gonna yell, "People of Lysia, it seems as if your day of reckoning has come. Now you have two choices. You can either give up and either come with us peacefully, or better yet, join us and help free this continent of its oppressors. Or you can die at the hands of the oppressed."
Roll me an intimidation check.
I hold up the mayor
with advantage. Let me go, you blasted ape!
Stick my thumb in his mouth.
Plus guidance, because I can.
Okay.
26.
26. So, whatever soldiers and guards were left, throw down their weapons. The nobility, not being fighters normally, some having magic abilities, but realizing they are beaten and overwhelmed, also kind of just throw their hands up and are kind of corralled by the remaining prison, or I guess freed slaves now, who have now revolted against them. And you guys stand in the middle of Lysia, having successfully taken the city. And that is where we're going to call things for today.
Oh my god, boys! Oh my fucking god! When Stan died, my whole body, I started to sweat so bad. I had to change my shirt. Jesus.
I knew that one or both of us were royally fucked.
By the way, the
was a
answer
fight
to the
now.
brazier, seeing as it was oil and not coal, was dip your weapon in it and then hit the guy with a burning weapon.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna fireball them, but I thought monkey punches would be a lot funnier.
Love that. Love
Dip your monkey
that.
fists in fire.
Peter, next time.
Boop. All right, we're gonna rate out to
Flaming monkey
Kayla,
fist.
everybody. That's just kind of the routine at this
Kayla.
point. So we're gonna go show some love there. She's doing some Baldur's Gate Dark Urge shit. Should be good. Should be fun. Go show some love over there. If y'all haven't already, go check out Ryan's shit. Ryan. There you go. And go check out Fire Mission Battery to get all good shit. Ryan, what are you doing tonight for stream? World of Warcraft?
I am going to play World of Warcraft. I'm also going to dip a toe into Mega Man 64. We're going to see. Y'all ever play Mega Man 64? It's a different iteration. Very different. It's not side scrolling.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. Let's see how that goes.
3D world, lots of drama. You have a sister. It's all fun.
It's all fun. If y'all haven't already, swing into the Discord, check that out. Go to
Mega
the
Man High
YouTube,
School.
check out the videos that come out a week after they've been out on Twitch. And other than that, if you got the raid emotes, drop them in chat. Let Kayla know that you, or that we sent you over there. You know what I'm saying? How?
Yay!
Other than that, back to business as usual. I will be off next month at one point for a week because I am actually going to Ohio to see Kayla. So that should be fun. We will see y'all next time. I will be back tomorrow with Ryan for Sim Stardew or Pal World or something. We will see. Bye, guys. You've been awesome. I love you all very much. We'll see you later. Bye.